Yeah. So no, Pat, we're gonna go live in a sec. So you got to remember, it's 6 million. 6 million.
million.
Yeah,
Got
they're gonna. If any other number, they're gonna take the video down. So it's
got
just
it.
remember 6 million.
6 million. Got it. Millie.
All right, let's go. Oh!
Oh shit! Have we been live the whole time?
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
There we go. I'm ready.
I'm not. I got a weird. It's no, dude. That looks like shit. Fix it. It looks like found footage in a video game about like a fucking fat technician.
Okay, there we go.
You're just gonna be sitting there, just be like this. It's in the video game, and this is gonna be the footage giving you like slow details on the full story. It's gonna be like you're gonna be like, it's gonna blow, Captain.
All right, I'm trying a new method where I have basically a portable desk here, propping up the computer so I can have a better sight line, and it's not paying off so far. So I like your beanie though. Don't be self-conscious about it.
The flip was a little bit weird. I am a little self-conscious because I flipped it backwards, and it's Run the Jewels' DJ company rap fan, but I think I'm self-conscious to be I don't know if this is corny or not.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if I could tell you that.
You know,
because I feel like
I showed it now, so I don't think I can turn it around because that would be rude to DJ Trackstar. I'm a big fan of DJ Trackstar, and I don't want him to think I'm embarrassed of him. I'm embarrassed of myself.
Well, it'd be like if you had a really comfortable like FUBU hoodie, would you be able to? You know what I mean? Like it'd be kind of interesting because like it's literally once you know what the letters stand for and everything, you're like, oh, sorry.
We should do
it back. Sorry.
we should do opposite of FUBU and call it
nope.
don't touch Andy? This honk. No, you're not following me.
Andy, hold on.
Okay, a bunch of us, we get a compound, we find a plot of land, and then we slowly build from there.
Yeah, okay. All right, now I'm on board. All right. Go ahead.
No. It's not I'm not saying for us, by us, white pride shit. I'm saying rather than for us, by us, it's like the opposite in that it's not your shirt, honky. That's like the company name. Don't touch this, you white devil.
Take it off, you devil, you colonizer. Take it off, colonizer.
Take off the hoodie, white boy. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Productions.
That would be a sick hoodie. Put it back, white boy. That's our clothing company. Put it back, white boy. Hell yeah, dude. Good morning. Yes, good morning. 2 p.m. morning, Tonye. Yeah. Although I believe Tonye is on the West Coast, California love. I think he's on the West Coast, so I think it is still morning for him.
Okay, nice.
Shout out to Tonye. I think that motherfucker gets up early to watch this shit on Sundays.
Oh wow.
But
we appreciate you even more now.
We are doing Charlie. Did you say Charlie?
I don't know why I said Charlie. I saw Foxtrot and it fucking gave me a flashback.
Foxtrot, entirely Korean band. Entirely Vietnamese band.
Dude, not to break subject, but did you see what Heavy Hitter was posting? I saw Heavy Hitter going hard Hamas. Not Hamas, maybe Palestine.
No. Yeah, let's be clear. I'm pretty sure Heavy Hitter isn't pro Hamas.
But honestly, you know what?
Well, that's set aside for Mia Khalifa talking about those brave. Dude, that's the funniest fucking post in the world. Mia Khalifa goes, shout out to these brave freedom fighters.
Bro,
it's like hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Please just go back to blowing guys and showing us your boobs.
It's got to be on purpose, right? She's got to understand.
I think she's just, I don't know. I think she's just hardcore. You know what I think it is? I think people who are in it, like you and me sit on the sidelines and we kind of like assess it and poke to be like, do you hear what those Jews said about you?
Hey,
do you hear what those fucking
Jews said about Hamas?
And then we go over to the Jews. Do you hear what those fucking Palestinians said about you?
They said your tunnels were gay and their tunnels are 10 times better. And they're
said,
like, what? Oh, we're gonna bomb your hospitals.
You're gonna get out tunneled by a bunch of Palestinians. They said when you made your tunnels, you were thinking of a guy's butt, and you wanted to go into a guy's
They
butt when
said
you
that.
made that. Yeah, they said that about
They
you.
said this.
They said they said this about our tunnels.
They said this about our tunnels.
They are not gay tunnels. They're not butthole tunnels. They're pussy tunnels.
These fakakta pita eaters.
No, this is not true. We made pussy tunnels.
So sorry, you were saying something really nice about Tonye and how wonderful he was. I believe
I have no fucking idea what I was saying.
he was getting up early. He's a wonderful man. Foxtrot, you're also wonderful. He's pro hummus. They're pro hummus as well. So hell yeah, I'm pro hummus. Delicious.
Oh, I was gonna say, to the Mia Khalifa thing. If I can defend that queen. No, I gotta be honest, she's annoying as fuck. I remember she stopped doing porn and she was like, that was my feminist experiment. And then I realized it's really hard to take 9-foot cocks. So experiment over. I'm not a feminist.
Yeah, I gotta say, I wasn't even like very impressed with her work in the business. Like, you know, her necessarily as far as like
she just had the best proportions. That was why I
Oh,
was
yeah.
in the game. You know, from put forth a lot of effort, but sometimes
Right.
effort ain't enough. You need to learn proper execution. But no, my whole thing with Mia Khalifa was she was just like, I'm done with porn. That was the worst time of my life. Also, I'm gonna keep my porn name the whole time. And then on top of that, like I remember she was like constantly trying to blow up dudes' spots who were like getting in their DMs. But then you would see the DM she posted, and like there was this one football player, and like 4 times over the course of like 3 years, he like hit her up and go, "What up, girl?" And then did nothing beyond that. And you're like, this isn't anything. He said, "What up?" You didn't respond. And then he kept it classy. And he probably did that 2 more times when he was drunk or horny. But he still, like, kept it. And, like, she just does shit like this all the fucking time. But I think the thing with, you see it a lot of time with, like, the true believers on each side is you can get them worked up quick. So I guarantee you Mia Khalifa got worked up and she was just like, Hamas rules, fuck you Zionist pigs, suck my dick.
Yeah. Yes, I agree with her, the goddess. Yeah, I think she's lovely to look at. She's a wonderfully beautiful woman. She's obviously opinionated, but as far as her work in the industry, I'd give her a 6 out of 10, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, hey, but that's okay, and that's what I'm gonna rate her on per performance.
I mean,
that's
she's similar.
But other than that, I haven't really followed a lot, except for the fact that she's still being interviewed, and like you said, keeping her performing name. It's smart as far as branding wise, but like,
you can't also be like porn only had bad repercussions for me. And you're like, well, you kept the name, so clearly there was something positive you're getting out of it.
Yeah. It's this is silver lining. That's the bright side.
Yeah. No, my only thing with Mia Khalifa is it's the same as like the Christy Mack thing. She just looks good getting fucked. She's not and that's why everyone, these goddamn Gen Zers don't understand our love for Sarah J. And it's like, because she put the fucking work in, man.
Yeah.
She puts the goddamn work in. Anyway, this has been Porn Talk.
Snip chat. Shout out to Tonya.
Shout out to Tonya. You got us all horny. What did Foxtrot say? Fun fact, I used to work with a girl who was a ginger, and she told me in confidence that she would never wear red because of the red hair. I applaud Andy's full send on red in this video. No, I think I'm more precautious
about it.
The Reds. I don't wear colors as often because I grew up so husky. Now I'm like a fucking stocky motherfucker, so it looks good on me or better on me or whatever. So, but like that's why I wear black most of the time. It just makes me feel more comfortable. So wearing bright colors is me being a bold little bitch. But no, as a redhead, I more just stray from wearing like a sweater because when I was younger and Harry Potter was popular, my one cousin, when she was like a baby, would constantly walk around going, Ron Weasley. But I'll be honest, if I was that type of redhead, I'd kill myself, dude. Like those types of redheads, that's crazy looking. Thank God he got jacked and hot because that's fucking anyone else, that's brutal.
Were you a very freckly boy growing up? Like, or was it more of just, you were just redheaded?
I don't think I was too freckly. I don't remember being overly freckly. I think I've always just kind of been this.
Yeah.
The only reason I've always kind of looked the same. The only reason I look different is because I got bigger and then I have a beard. Like that's the only, It's just, me younger is just smaller without a beard.
Yeah, most of it. I think that's most of us.
Well, no, so fair enough. Nah, dude, my brother, he grew up, he had like crazy blonde hair for a while,
Yeah.
and then he just hit like middle school or early high school, and then he
Boom.
just had brown hair.
Oh, boom, gay. Immediately out of nowhere. He in high school, boom, started sucking dick. I don't know what happened. He was just happened out of nowhere. My brother was like that too. The middle brother. I have
Gay?
2 older brothers. Yeah, super gay. But no, he was like it looked like bleach blonde in like a lot of his pictures growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
And then just one day just started riding a motorcycle, turned into a shithead. You know?
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's nice that you get all the compliments. It's cool, I guess. You know, I
think
rolled
my
out of it.
red hair. I think my red hair is where my love for MILF started, actually, because I would be when I was younger. I'm into all this fucking punk rock emo music. Get me my long hair, straighten it, do all that shit. But if it wasn't straightened, it would get all puffy and curly, and it would just every mom would look at my hair like, God damn, because once you start hitting like your late 40s, that's when women start shifting to the short haircut.
Yeah.
And every mom would look at my hair jealous as shit because it would literally, I would have like fucking Farrah Fawcett hair sometimes.
Yeah.
So
that was the best. Yeah. When I had like longer hair too, the same thing. Like I had really thick and when it would like grow a little bit longer, it would start getting wavy and shit.
Yeah.
And like, it was always nice just to get a free scalp massage and like half a chub from like some moms that are like, oh my God, your hair's so beautiful and you don't even do anything for it. And they're just doing this. And you're just like, oh, yes.
Yeah, dude. You're just having moms simp over you.
Yeah.
You're like, I could have all these women. I could have all these women in their fucking seasoned boxes.
Yeah. That's what my hair did too. If I didn't like thin it out, it fucking went like poosh.
That is exactly what I looked like.
Yeah.
Tits and all.
Gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous. Everybody was jerking it to him.
Drop dead fucking gorgeous. So Pat, how you fucking doing today? You know what I haven't asked you in a while? Patrick George. What's your middle name? Chianti?
My middle name's George. Remember?
Oh yeah. What's your real name?
Rossico. Remember it was too ethnic?
That's right.
Sounding.
We gotta get that white. We gotta give you name, not name fucking gobbledygook.
The business tactics, the mind of the inner workings of Pat George is
you're like the cat cremation business isn't a fan of ethnic.
Ethnic doesn't play in Hollywood right
now. But I haven't asked you this question in a while. Pat, what the heck you been listening to lately?
Me? Well, buddy, I've been listening to them. I'm just gonna pull up my Spotify history real quick because I've actually been giving that Lil Dicky album a couple overs, not just a once over, but
I was looking through my shit, and especially when Fridays roll around and I throw all the new music, like I add all the new music to my Spotify and shit. So stuff I meant to listen to, if I don't plow through the new music, it gets pushed down real quick. And the Lil Dicky one, I'm gonna re-add that so it gets pushed up to the top of the list because some of the shit we were listening to was really fucking good.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, man. Like it's really well thought out content. I've been talking about that with Dom lately. About Dom and I are talking about starting a podcast of just and like having a purpose, like having intent with it, like having production, like having like not just like, hey, we're husband and wife, like we like actually have like a real like what's our kind of like a mission statement of the show kind of shit.
That's kind of the new. I was just talking about someone with podcasts where that's why, like with Panties, once we started getting on. Like once more of the more established comics were bringing us on shows and sort of being like, these guys are funny, then we started to get a real audience. Because now where podcasting is, it's super hard to be like, without a cosign, it's super hard to just be like, we're people that are funny. Listen to us talk. You almost have to have some sort of angle where you're like with this, we're talking about, hey, did you go to fucking Warped Tour in high school? You'll love this podcast.
Right. And that's the thing is there is like if anything, if like hard times and like certain other like things like that, like that there's a market for this. So like it has a purpose. We have that thing. We may go on tangents and talk about other shit, but that's the personality of the show. Same idea with that. And I feel like there's something about the intent of the fucking of Lil Dicky, of like the fact that it's really well thought out, intentful content. Like I really do appreciate that.
Is there a through line through the album?
Not
Like plot wise?
not necessarily. Like it is some of the songs
It's
from
all
the
from
show.
the show, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. And some that I didn't really recognize, but like I just like storytelling hip hop, I think a lot. I like silly shit.
Mm-hmm.
And overall like just that. I feel like
I'm glad you said storytelling hip hop, because I forget what I was listening to, and that's kind of a thing I feel like we don't get as much anymore, because there are like what's the song? It's not just called Good. The Ice Cube classic, where he goes, "Today was a good day." I forget if
yeah,
it's just called Good Day, right?
I'm pretty sure. Uh
I'm looking it
yeah,
up.
yeah, good day. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's good day, yeah. But I honestly don't know.
It was a good day.
When you said Ice Cube, I was like, Cop Killer? I was like, no,
That's
that's
Ice
Ice T.
T.
My bad.
I knew it wasn't Today Was a Good Day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's called It Was a Good Day. That one's a fun one because it's like it has this narrative through it, and you kind of get like locked in on it. I remember another great one was Slick. It's like a classic. It's called Children's Story, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
with Slick Rick. Yeah, Children's Story. Which, are you aware of Black Star, Patrick?
I am aware of Black Star. I haven't really listened to them a lot, no. Unless
Yeah.
Probably their hits.
They're worth checking out because they have a song called the fuck is it called? They have a song called it's called Children's Story as well. But it's a so they take it's actually fucking nuts. So Children's Story is generally is basically about these two kids. It's kind of goes from them being innocent kids to them being like, I don't know if it's like gang members, but just like doing crimes and shit. And it's this story about them like planning and then doing this crime. And then Mos Def and Talib Kweli with Black Star on their version of Children's Story, they take the same premise, but they make it related to work, like getting building their shit up in the music industry. But if you listen to it, they utilize it's like the same type of song. I think they say like similar rhymes and shit during the song, but they shift it to be about a completely new topic, and it's actually fucking nuts. If anyone wants to have a oh shit moment, go listen to Child Story by Slick Rick, then go listen to Child Story by Black Star. But
yeah.
Sorry to go off on a tangent. Back to what you were saying. It is more fun with the way, like hip hop right now. I'm glad you brought up hip hop because I've been getting deep into. I've been really listening to like the Action Bronsons and the Mayhem Lorens and the West Side Guns. That whole, I call it like the white boy backpack rap special, because there's something about it. It's like white dudes who aren't into the mainstream shit. There's something about Action Bronson, West Side Gun, Mayhem Loren, like the Danny Browns of the world. Well, Danny Brown musically doesn't match up with these guys as much, but it's still something about like when you're a white dude getting into hip hop and you hear these dudes, you get like locked in on it. And I've been, you know what it is? I realized this because I was talking to Steph about this with the movies I've been giving a fuck about lately. Is I just think and it might have something to do with the fact that like dude, right before we did this podcast, I'm listening to a podcast about like Skull and Bones and shit. So like my goofy ass loves to get deep into that kind of stuff, and then I pay attention to the news, and then you look at the news and it's like, what's going on today? And the news will be like, world's still on fire, and you'll be like, all right, cool, bet. And then you go and you'll be like, oh cool, the world's on fire, let me go like watch a movie to like kind of relax. And then the movie you start watching is just the most intense, serious, like let's really get deep into, or whatever the fucking TV show is. It's just people being sad the whole time, and you're like, oh well, that's a bummer. That's stressing me out. Let me go listen to some music, and then it's like every fucking song is like, let's have a deep, intense, introspective. But which I'm not saying there's not a place for this stuff. I'm just saying where my mind space is right now. All that stuff is driving me fucking crazy. So then I pull up some fucking Action Bronson, and he's just got lyrics where he's just like, I'm with a Dominican bitch eating shells off the Indian coast. And you're like, this is fun. Let's do. And I realized, and I was realizing this with, I was watching a bunch of, I couldn't find anything to watch this morning before we started recording. So I go, fuck it. Let me go watch a bunch of movie trailers, which, sidebar to that, I start laughing because I was like, fuck, I'm becoming my dad. Because that's a thing my dad does. My dad will just sit and watch movie trailers for like an hour or two. And it hit me, and I was like, that's what I did today. But, yeah, and I was watching a bunch of movie trailers. And did you see that new one with, it's like Zac Efron, Andrew Santino, I forget the black dude's name, but I've seen Jermaine something. I forget his last name. And then John Cena. I forget what the fuck it's called, but it's basically like they're bringing back hangover type comedies.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why? I'm like, yes. It made me realize, because like a lot of people get pretentious and they'll shit on the Action Bronson types of the world and shit. They'll be like, he's not saying anything. And to that, I just go, exactly. I enjoy that sometimes. Sometimes I want to put on rap where the music is just a fucking dope beat and the guy on the fucking beat is just saying wild shit. Sometimes I don't want triple, double, extra secret entendres. Sometimes I don't want to find out the harsh realities of life. Sometimes I want to hear someone say the craziest shit he thought of that day, and it fucking rules.
I think it's like one of the last tracks. It's some of the last couple. I think it's like in the last 5 or something like that. I think it's just called Jail. Part 1 on Peanut, the Lil Dicky album, the new one, and that is exactly what that is. It's basically like I was joking about this with you, I think recently, of the Trapped in the Closet thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like the same idea as that, as like there's not a ton of rhyming in it or anything like that. Like the chorus is essentially where it's just like is like a punchline. Really, like they're punchlines to this funny story that he's telling, and it gets just nuts. So like it's you're right. There's sometimes you want that escape. You don't want everything to have like the most social relevance or anything like that. It's just like, tell me about a crazy experience that you either want to have or did have.
Yeah.
Not even necessarily in like the luxurious way, like an experience. If you're telling a story, tell a story. Don't just tell me about your lavish taste or something like that. If you're just, and that's the thing is like with Action Bronson, because that's literally a real interest of his. Like he actually does go to places like that to seek out dishes like that. With, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like he'll literally like go to I wanted to go to the Ivory Coast because I heard they had the best swordfish. And it's just like, it's not just the baller move. It's because he would be doing that even if he wasn't rapping about it. You know what I'm saying?
And to that, and that's why, because Action Bronson rules, because it's like wrestling, because because everyone goes, wrestling's fake, and you go, oh, young Padawan, you are not fucking locked in on this shit. Wrestling is scripted, but there's a lot of real emotions and feelings intertwined in this scripted event.
There's a lot of real trauma behind every performer's life. Every performer has some real trauma.
And in every character, it's a exaggerated theatrical version of that person. And that's what Action Bronson and all those guys are doing. This isn't Action Bronson's not literally surfing on the beach in a fur coat. But it's he tried. He didn't get his he doesn't have his, he's not able to do the stand-up.
I feel like he would just do it just to spite everybody, because you said that. He'd just be like, almost like, not in a DJ Khaled type of way, but like almost like where, like, not that defiant, but he would just be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna fucking surfboard in a fur coat. Fuck you, Andy. Like,
if he hears this, he will.
Yeah, obviously, and he won't hear this because he's too busy, probably, just surfing in a regular coat. You know what I mean? Like he just went out there in a leather coat. Who knows?
Is that you trying to shit dog him? You're like, he probably couldn't do it in a fur coat. Just
I
like
don't think he could either, Andy.
just a windbreaker.
I think we negged this guy until we actually get him in a fur coat surfing.
That would be sick. We should definitely bully him into
He
doing
just
that.
gets eaten by a shark, mistaken for a seal.
um,
We get Russell killed because we just fucking bullied him into surfing with a fur coat like Europe. Do it like your raps. You did everything else in your raps. Do like those in your raps. I don't think Little Dickie's dick is like the worst, weirdest thing in the world. It's an exaggeration. It's for comedic effect. But
it would be hilarious for me to accidentally cause Action Bronson's death. That would be,
and you go to like
crazy irony of life.
You go to like trial, like that girl that bullied that kid into suiciding himself. Ah, damn it! I said it. I tried to do the thing where where he did the suicide to himself. Whoopsie. No,
unaliving, is that what you meant to say?
Yeah, like I was trying to be that cool about it, but I didn't. You know how you say CP instead of the other words?
I don't say it. I look at it.
And looking at my phone history. No,
I don't know, dude. That's why part of me wants to just go over to Rumble, because it's like the older I get, the self-censoring like just tears away at me. But then there's also that, like, let's be real. There's that part of you where you're like, but then are people gonna think I'm a Rumble guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's not how Trailblazers think. Because here's the thing.
But
here's the thing. Maybe down the line, Rumble guys are the guys, and then we're gonna be like, oh, you're a YouTube guy, and then we're just what? We're just gonna show up late, begging to be Rumble guys.
What are you, one of those beta YouTube fucks? You're not an alpha Rumble like us.
No,
we're alpha Rumbles. That's what we are. We're not Rumble guys. We're alpha Rumbles.
I just been thinking about it more because of fucking No More Heroes and the things I talk about.
Well,
I'm like, I think I should just go over to Rumble.
The amount of established people that I personally watch on YouTube that are just like, and like they're saying shit and they're like taking out like the R word, but not even like,
dude, that shit's getting to me. I'm like,
what?
It's so.
Really? Why are you doing that? Why do you have to do that?
Well, it's monetization.
Oh,
yeah,
that's how they're making money.
You're like, oh yeah, people make money doing this.
The whole time they've been making money because they're following a rule set, but nobody's been telling me the rules, or I haven't looked it up. I was projecting. It's my fault, Andy. But it's because monetization. That's why
if you say so, we see it on panties all the time. If we have an episode where we get a little spicy and we say retarded or something too many times,
yeah,
they'll say limited ads. But if you kind of keep it clean and you don't hit, you don't get a little too spicy, or I know there's another one where they say like try not to talk about fucking and pussy and stuff like that right out of the gate, because if you like wait 10 minutes, there's like all this little shit that if you avoid it, it'll be full monetization. But if you're a little bit of a bad boy, you get partial monetization. And if you're too bad, they just go, fuck you. There's no monetization.
Yeah. It's weird that like Tide has like, they're like, you can get 7 retards in a 2-hour time span. But if you get 3 retards in the first 30 minutes, that's limited ads. It's like, wait, what? Why do you allow the other ones though? Because context,
Yeah, and I'm basically the kind of guy, and I'm not saying this to be like, dude, I'm just a fucking free speech warrior. No, I just I think it's like, I literally think it's the ADHD, because it's like if I do something I don't want to do, it causes tension in me and makes me anxious. Yeah. So I'm like, dude, I have to talk the way I talk, and if I can't do that on YouTube, that's completely fine. Take the channel down and we'll go be fucking alt-right retards on Rumble. I don't care. It's just annoying, because like you were saying, when you're watching the shit, and like the one that was making me laugh, where I was watching that dude who goes to like the dude who wears like his hype beast shit and goes to like Kensington, and then they're like they're exposing a huge problem, but he's like, I'm gonna have to blur out this guy when he pulls out his heroin and shit like that.
I think it's strange, because it's like it's like the Louis C.K. bit, like you're making us do the, like when they go like, when they bleep out, when they go and then her, it's like, because you want me to go like he wanted her. Oh, what wouldn't they be able to say?
Yeah.
Killed her or raped? You know what I mean? Like it's like one of those
Yeah,
things.
it's
And then it's
not.
just like you're making me flip through the Rolodex of the filthy words in my head,
Yeah.
and like you're still putting the word in my head. So just say the fucking word. Like
Yeah.
you're already doing it. So either you're making me think of more shitty words or shitty things that this person could do to them instead of just telling me what happened in this actual thing. If you're I guess that context wise, maybe context doesn't work with algorithms overall, but like
It's harder. It's a lot harder with algorithms, but I think the problem is I will meet them halfway, and on certain things, having a having some sort of limitation does spark
it
a
helps. Yeah.
different does spark a different type of creativity. But also at the same time, like when we're doing this, we're just talking. We're just talking like dudes. We're not trying to fucking make a sketch show or anything like
Right.
that. Like we're just talking, and I can't. My problem is I like to just talk.
Yeah.
And now don't get me wrong, I'm gonna like there's certain things like there's certain thoughts you have and you're like, that's not ready for press yet. Maybe we need to work on it and research it more before we fucking put that on the front page of the newspaper. But also at the same time, when like you're just trying to have a conversation, it makes my life substantially harder when I'm constantly going like, will that be a problem if I say that? Well,
Yeah.
so I like that's why I'm like my mindset for all this shit is literally just like I'm just gonna like do it till they delete the channel, then we can go over to Rumble. That's
Yeah.
my personal belief. I don't know if
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if you're like a real motherfucker or not. Like you could be a fucking sellout bitch, but I assume you're a real motherfucker.
I
But
mean, you don't have to put it that way.
yeah.
That's not how it actually is. Luckily, I do agree with you even before you put it that way.
Okay.
But
Okay. I'm just
that's not
saying.
why I agree with you.
Sometimes it's
because
hard to tell if you're like a real motherfucker.
I am a free thinking motherfucker myself. I think for myself as a motherfucker, as a motherfucker, Andy. If you're
as a
asking me,
as a grade A motherfucker.
as a motherfucker, day to day, yeah, I think for myself for the most part, but also
Wait,
I fall in line a lot of times too. You know, so I'm a good guy.
Wait, as a Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, Sunday, full blown motherfucker?
Oh yeah, as a part-time / full-time motherfucker, yeah.
All right, dude. You got the fucking the bears on that shit.
Hey, you guys, I'm a motherfucker. No, I think there's like a weird thing of like there's like if you get like kicked off a platform or anything like that, I'm not afraid of like it sounds weird, like I'm not afraid of losing like the whatever progress that we've made. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, we will lose followers on YouTube if the channel gets taken down or anything like that. We will physically lose that progress. But like, as far as what we know the show is or what can be, it's only going to get better. And like again, once we get together in Austin, and that's like the like I'm just thinking of this as like
so we could podcast on each other's laps.
yeah, we can sit together and we can hold each other's buttholes with our thumbs.
We can fucking podcast in the
each
middle
other.
of a. We can podcast in the middle of a figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah, we can half Nelson each other anytime we want.
It's so funny, dude.
We can fucking wrestle if we ever get into an argument. We can actually get
Bro.
together, take our shirts off, and wrestle if we need to, when we need to. Uh-oh.
So I have
this butt plug.
dude, I have these like little fucking wireless microphones. I just haven't learned how to use them yet.
Yeah.
We'll set those up and we'll be in the middle of reviewing an album and then just one of us will go for a single leg takedown.
Yeah.
It'll be the best.
You never know what's gonna happen on the show. We have to do the whole show standing until one of us gets taken down and gets obviously dominant position. So whoever it is,
it'd be so funny. You're just like, so yeah, I just listened to the new Green Day album.
You sprawl out.
I just really thought it was
just
dude, that's so funny.
Yeah, I think there's I think there's like a lot of possibility in other. So like, yes, YouTube is not the end all be all, but overall, like just you're right. Once you're sitting there, like once you're self-censoring, when you're actually like when you're curving your speech, when you're we don't have to talk about graphic detail of CP or anything like that, but the fact that we can't say the words that coincide with CP, it's kind of like, what the fuck? What are we really actually doing?
Well, that's
like,
the difference.
It seems like the same thing that we were talking about before with the the protesters or anything like that, where if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, because, or the when we were talking about the fucking person that apologized for sharing that one dude's
Oh, the architects, dude.
architect, yeah. It's
I
like,
still saw. You know what's so funny? I don't
this
know
feels
who.
like the same thing of like where we're
Here.
going, like, we can't say child
Well,
pornography.
okay,
I'm so sorry.
so
I'm so sorry. Please don't take us down. It's like, what
that's
the
the
fuck?
difference.
I
That's
didn't
the
do it.
that's the difference where there's like there's certain things you I guess I don't even know if the word, I guess the word would be censored for this, where you go, oh no, I'm not saying certain things because it would be mean to say
Yeah,
it that way in public. Like I
yeah.
think I think I brought this up before, where there's this girl on TikTok who gets bullied all the time, and I was breaking it down to my wife, like, why are people so mean to her? And I
With the
go,
glasses.
yeah, she looked like your old co-host.
Yeah, dude. No, and if I can clarify just real quick, actually, lots of positive feedback on TikTok, super negative feedback on Instagram for some reason. That's what's
Wow.
very interesting about this. But I
Mm,
apologize just to
no.
clarify. But I know exactly what you're
But I
talking
was,
about.
and I pray this girl, never sees this. But I'm
Oh, she
just,
sees it. It's so funny.
but wait. I pray this
Sorry.
girl never sees this because I don't want to hurt her feelings. But I'm gonna say what I'm about to say just to make a point. Where, so like, if you got, it's the fucking fat bitch selling coffee on TikTok who gets made fun of for looking goofy and fat.
Winker. She winks a
And
lot.
yeah, she's like, wee, here's your coffee, wee.
That's all, folks. I swear to God, she's got a curly tail. That
Humana, here's your coffee, folks.
You wearing pants?
Here's your coffee, folks.
Yes, but all due respect,
sorry.
I hope she
But
doesn't.
yeah, I don't want to.
All due respect, madam.
Please don't watch this. Please stop. It's gonna get worse. If you're watching this, stop.
Stop watching.
That's the other part. Where it was just like, where they'll be like, what if so and so saw this? Don't show it to them. That would,
yeah. We're not saying this to their friend. We're at home. We're sitting at home and we're watching this video.
I'm in my house. Are you gonna tell me I can't say what I want to say in my house?
I wouldn't say most of the things I say in my house outside of my house. I gotta be honest with you.
But that's what I was saying to Steph, where, because Steph was asking me, she's like, why is everyone being so mean to this chick? And I go, because here's why. Because she's, dude, I even feel bad saying this, but the truth matters, guys. I'm a journalist.
Please, be honest. Open up.
The truth matters. But this is why she gets people so mad. Because she's fat and disgusting looking and isn't sad about it. And because people on the internet here's the thing, Pat. Hurt people. Yeah. And when people log on to TikTok and they go, I'm fucking sad, and then they see this fucking fat, gross looking chick who's so happy, and they go, why the fuck aren't you sad? I'm gonna make you sad like me, you fat coffee bitch.
What happened? You find a biscuit, you bitch?
But here's the thing.
I'm gonna fucking type that to her.
But here's the thing. Like, if I was talking to that girl one-on-one, and she was like, why is everyone so mean to me? I'd be like, listen here, you fat pig.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't say like, well, it's because of how happy you are, you slob.
Well, so here's the thing. You're disgusting and happy, and people don't understand that.
And if I may, you smell exactly like the way I thought you would.
Humming a cream and sugar.
I guarantee, and I guarantee Chris is one of those comments for sure. He's in there because he's just like, he lost weight because he parked a little bit further for like a month, and he actually had like noticeable weight change. That's the only thing that changed in his day-to-day routine.
That's when you find out how unhealthy you are.
Dude, I was like, what does this say? And it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, he's just like, hey, I'm going to get another triple espresso. She's like, you fucking motherfucker.
Wow. I did it. Now I can go back to doing everything I used to do. And it's like, nope, that's not how weight loss. Here's the thing about weight loss. You're like that because of the things you do. So you have to stop doing the things you do. It's not about stopping and then going back. It's just about stopping.
Right. And for the amount of work that both you and I personally do, to just stay this amount of fat, not to
Dude,
where
it's
we're like
crazy.
Michelin Man fat. You know what I mean? Like where we're not like a marshmallow stacked on top of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like a certain thing where like you just turn into 3 different sections. You just turn into head, midsection, which includes your arms. Your arms aren't arms anymore. They're part of your midsection because they're not independent of your body anymore. And that's where she
Dude,
is.
that's how you know I have like a fucking real deal eating addiction, like some sort of addiction, because I'm just like, I could be so fucking hot, dude. I
Right.
work out so much.
If I just didn't eat, if my eating habits even a little bit matched my workout habits,
I work out so fucking much, dude.
to be this. And that's what I'm saying. I know I have mirrors. I'm not a fucking idiot. I know I'm fat and I'm balding and I'm fucking disgusting looking. Probably I don't smell bad. I have worked very hard at that, but I make bad smells because of the way I eat. And that's and that's the truth. That's the proof is in the pudding. Okay.
The proof is in all that pudding you eat.
Yeah. And we eat the same way as you, madam, but we also go a little bit harder at the gym, and we maybe don't have 3 super sugary espresso drinks. You know what I mean? Like we have 1 espresso drink and then a couple of diet drinks. You know what I'm saying?
I will say this about you get knocked down, you get back up again, dude.
You got to drink a drink and then a second drink. And then a water drink.
Oh, okay. I forgot the song. I was like, I don't get this reference, but I'm just gonna roll with
every
it.
Day.
That was you Chumbawamba every day.
I wake up, I do 20 push-ups. I do 20 push-ups.
Cup goes flying.
I eat a cookie. Because I've earned a cookie. You get marshmallow. Fuck.
Oh no, but I will say this though. I think I've mentioned this before, so I don't want to get too deep into it, but I do like to reiterate it. I am getting sick and tired of the fat person fit check. Because you haven't earned the opportunity to be vapid, or you haven't earned the right to be a vapid hot person.
Nothing fits.
That
You're a liar. You're a fucking you're as
that would be a great fit check. Fit check, none
nothing.
of it.
Got to go back to DXL. One more
does any of it fit? No. All right, let's try tomorrow.
Look, and this is from fats. I'm saying this as somebody who has been fat enough to where nothing absolutely fit at all. And that was the thing of like,
what was the thing you invented to deny your fat?
The overshirt. I invented the overshirt where it was like it was essentially.
I gave a name to it rather than going up a size.
It was a sleeved cape, is what I was wearing. That's what
I gave it a name rather than going up a size.
Right, or exercising, or doing anything different. I didn't do anything different. I was just like, why doesn't anything fit? Because I'm not observed, like you said, go up a shirt size. So,
but yeah, the fat people fit check is annoying. Where it's like, because I don't know, I'm also different too. Like people who are into fashion don't care about that, but like I try to understand everyone's perspective to the best of my ability. But the fashion shit, I just go, you're all like, obviously, like, buy a nice pair of shoes, buy a cool shirt, da-da-da. But, like, you get to a certain point where, like, dude, don't get me wrong. If I was rolling in it, I'd see what a $100 t-shirt fit like. Like, I'm not better than that, but, like, dude, just this shit where you're like, these are my $10,000 shoes, and I'm supposed to sit there and go like, oh my god, what brand is on? Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm coming off like a fucking typical whatever this is, but at the same time, the fashion shit just does not make sense to me. Why people go fuck it? Because it's so obvious. It's like, it's not about the clothes. Because half the time I've watched these videos of like hype beasts will go and they'll get the Supreme Louis Vuitton collab, and the guy will be like looking at it. He's like, yeah, this material really sucks. And it's like, I'm not saying it's all of it, but a lot of that shit is like not any better than the shit we're getting. And it's like, you're just paying for a status symbol, and that's the corniest shit ever. Not to fucking,
that's the thing with the coffee broad, is the fact that in one of her most recent videos that I saw, at least, was she had a custom made suit. Dude, and
it was tight, right?
Well, yeah, of course. It's like, because it's
it was
like
clothes on her body.
You only got size for it a week ago, so obviously you've gained weight since then. But there's a weird thing.
How much fucking cream do you put in that coffee?
What are you doing? I think you're lactose intolerant, and this might be inflammation. I don't know what's going on. you might be really allergic to either caffeine and or milk because everything you drink is ballooning you up like you just ate something from Willy Wonka's factory.
You're a
And
big bitch.
but it's there was a big signifier for me when I realized when I had gotten to where I felt less fat, where I was at a fat level where I could start making fun of other fats again. And it was when I put on a suit jacket and I didn't feel or look like a billboard. Because at a certain point, when you get certain, like actually your wedding, when as one of the groomsmen, thank you again.
You were still a bit. You were still a big boy then, right?
Still a big boy, and when you're trying on the suit, it's just like this thing where like there's no flattering picture that's really going to be taken of me in this jacket.
Yeah,
because it has to be like they just got to beef it up at a certain point. So like that's the thing is like the fact that you're the reason people are so angry with the Michelin lady is
big fat pig.
Yeah, the roly poly. It's because
the fucking wubba wubba.
the talking dodgeball. This little round mound of joy. It's because she got a custom suit, dude.
The tire that got blown up too big.
A suit is yeah, exactly.
Do you ever see? Those are my favorite type of fat people. Yeah. Where it's not even that they're wearing tight clothes, but you look at them and it's like, dude, you got fat. You got fatter quicker than your body was allowing you to.
It's not the clothes. It's not the clothes that are making you uncomfortable. Like your skin, you don't fit in your skin.
But there's literally fat. Yeah, there's fat people who look like they were a balloon that got blown up a little bit too big, and their body hasn't stretched out yet.
Right, and I think that's the thing is like the fact that a suit is usually very like a suit on me now. Maybe I feel like could be flattering. Like they'd be like, damn, that's like, oh, that's a slimming. You could make it slimming for me.
Yo, but even to that though, it's like even the worry about the suit, it goes back to what I was saying a week or two earlier. Like, just buy clothes that fit you.
But that's what I'm saying is you have a hand tailored. When you're at your fattest, is not a time to get a hand tailored suit. It's not going to look good on you. Ralphie May could have had a hand tailored suit made for him, and at his skinniest, and it's still not going to look good. Do you know what I mean? Like it's going to look like a costume.
I don't know. I mean,
you're not all due respect to the dead. I'm not.
You're not. It's not even about Ralphie May. It's just. I'm glad he's dead. No, I'm just kidding. R.I.P.
I shot him.
I force fed him like in 7.
Or Feed. There's a movie called Feed like that.
Yeah,
I gotta text you that. You gotta watch that movie. Also, Bones and All. Sorry, we'll talk about that after.
Cool, dude. Cool, dude.
Did you see just what I did when I was just breathing? 80. You know me.
What? Your cigarette?
Yeah. This is just tobacco.
No, I don't know. It's like I always love the fashion tips to be like, this is how you'll trick people into not realizing you're a big fat fuck. And you're like, it's the same thing with women. If you buy this, people won't know you're 40. It's like, dude. Look. No. Here.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're excited, but no, yes, maybe. But no. Here's the thing: fat people. Everyone knows you're fat. Just wear cool clothes, and old bitches. No, but for real, it's like 40, 50, 60-year-old women. We all know how old you are. Just look like a hot 50-year-old.
No, it's those
hot
commercials.
50-year-olds fucking rule.
Yeah, and
I like hot old fuck.
We know you want it. We know you.
Yeah, we know you haven't got knocked around good in a while, and you want a young stud to fucking break you in, baby.
Someone to give me the old Roosevelt. But I think
dude, there's that one TikTok where the kid's working out, and it's like, why do you do this? And he walks by a table of like 80-year-old women, and they're like, hey, Tyler, and I'm like, dude, that's heaven to me.
Yeah. I think there's like a thing with the Olay commercials and like the other ones where like they have the face cream and shit, and they always show the before and after, and they're like, have lift and brighten your skin or something like that. I swear to God, dude, I have not like paused it, but like every time I'm just like, it looks exactly the same. Yeah. It looks like it doesn't look better. They're not even trying to fake it anymore. Yeah. They're just saying, put this cream on yourself. You'll be hydrated. You'll be, or whatever. You'll be moisturized. That's true. but you're not. It's not gonna fucking make you less old, you old bitch. Just get some fucking lube and just go
dusty
fuck
cunt.
yourself with a dildo and like fucking OnlyFans, you weirdo. Like,
Suck it. I don't care if they're old. Show me your tits.
spread your asshole.
Drop the moisturizer and open the blouse, Betty.
I'm a young stallion. I'm not appreciated by my peers.
Get
I
the
need
fuck
you.
over here and take a ride on this young buck.
I need you to appreciate me. How's your hip?
Yeah, get on. Take me for a ride. I'll drive you right to the old folks' home right after I knock you loose.
Right. Yeah, that's where they got the name.
You old bitch.
This one's getting monetized, right?
Yeah, dude. We're probably going to get paid extra money for
Because we
this.
said CP.
Actually, I will say I do want to thank you everyone for watching and
yeah.
interacting
Hey,
and loving our shit. No, we hit I need to set up the AdSense account, but once I set that up, we'll be able to monetize some stuff, and then in a few more monthly listens, we'll be able to do a new level of monetization. So thank you everyone. Now I don't know what we'll be able to monetize because everything on here is copywritten, but we'll figure it out, man.
So far, we haven't hit any copywritten things here yet, right?
Well, I mean, we keep the streams a buck, so, but then we'll also be able to do super chats and shit, so that's pretty cool. But I mainly say that to say thank you everyone for checking shit out and listening and having a gay old time. Foxtrot had a comment earlier where he was saying hype for the finale of the Dance Gavin Dance ranking YouTube special on the top 10 list. Yes, next week I will be ranking the albums and doing the top 10, or I'm just gonna do the top Dance Gavin Dance songs because I'm autistic, and if there's like an 11th one, I'm including that. But I do also say that I saw Pat. I was announcing in the last video. Very hyped. People are liking these reactions because I did the Dance Gavin Dance singles and cover songs, or non-album singles and cover songs. And I mentioned that you're going to come on, we're going to do Every Time I Die together, and I saw a bunch of people being like, hell yeah, dude, I'm here for Every Time I Die. So there's some people pretty excited for Every Time I Die. And I will... What?
And me, right? Like,
and
like,
you. Well, I was saying, too, I think we... part of me, I need to sort of hash out some more time during the week, but... I wasn't expecting for people to enjoy these full album reactions, these full discography reactions, so... I think we should try to figure out a way to implement more during the week, and I want you to do some solo ones. I was texting you about this, and you side-skirt it.
Yeah.
And, I want you to do, like, a NoFX or, whatever you're fucking into, because I think that would be...
That. But how can
a band like... What?
Like, the production that you have for that, though, is, like, just you... Is you going along the album, like you have the playlist there?
That's here. I'll cut you off. That's easy as shit. I'll tell you about it when we're done.
All right, then I will. Yes,
it's easy as shit.
Okay.
Do you have OBS?
Is that like a Star Wars thing?
Yeah, you're Darth Maul, right?
Obi-Wan. What was it? What'd you say?
Pat, if I had...
I'm a scamp. I think I got it. I honestly don't know.
If I could drone bomb your house, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Right, that was a long answer. Short answer? I don't know. Would I be able to be doing this without OBS? Is this OBS?
How do you record your podcast on your own?
Is that on my phone?
How do you... Stop it, Pat.
Hello?
Put the goddamn phone down.
OBS?
How do you record 6 a.m.?
No, a camera.
Just and then you edit it all together?
Yeah.
All right, dude. I gotta get you on OBS. I'm about to make your life so much simpler.
Hey, look at that. Andy's making my life simpler. Wait, how does that do that? I don't...
Show me your tits. That's how it
happens. You almost got me. Then we're definitely not going to get monetized.
Show me your tits and support Hamas right now.
Oh, you want CP, do you?
What? You're the oldest child I've ever met.
Yeah, I'm a child at heart, so that's technically still CP.
So, you say that to your wife. Technically, you're sucking a baby's dick.
Like, not technical. I'm doing it with... I'm talking to you right now with it in my mouth.
I'm sucking on my right cheek and I'm eating a jawbreaker on my left.
Muffles not my speech, dear. It is a small penis.
Your penis actually has not changed the way my voice sounds one iota.
I
can speak. I'm talking to you. I have 3 other cocks in my mouth too, along with yours.
Yeah, maybe it's got a big mouth.
Call my mouth a nursery because it's full of baby dicks. And
Jesus. Monetize. Thanks for that monetization,
Rumble.
guy.
Dude, I'm sorry, dude. We're gonna be alt right and go to Rumble. I'm done, man.
Now,
I'm done giving a fuck.
does our monetization carry over to Rumble, or does it? Do we have to because I was, that whole restarting thing, I was like saying it's not a big deal. It is, if that's the case, because if we just got
You talked a lot of shit until you actually thought about doing it.
wait, we just got there? I thought we'd been there for a while. Oh, okay. So that's a lot of work. Okay. We can start now. Let's go to Rumble.
Wait. We had to do all that again?
Andy, we got to make a decision right now. Can we just go now? Hey, everybody, if you're here right now, we're going to go over to Rumble. Come on with us. Think of it like Andy Kaufman at the end of one of his shows. Come on with me. Let's all have milk and cookies at Rumble.
No, I think Drag the Lake will stay on YouTube because it's like, besides the jokes, we don't get into anything that would.
This isn't about the money. We're doing this because we love each other and you guys.
Oh,
yeah, 69. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
It's totally. The money's a huge factor. I'm not going to say it's about the money, but
it's a big factor. Honestly, we are horribly in debt. The camera that I bought for 6 a.m. drove me right into debt. So I wish you would have sent this OBS thing like 2 weeks ago, but like it's,
we still need a camera.
Not that bad. I thought I did, but this OBS thing seems like it would have answered all my problems apparently. So that's cool.
No, it'll just make your editing process way more streamlined.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. Because you edit audio and video together and like do all the exporting and shit.
Oh no, the camera that I bought has XLR inputs, so I do it. It goes all one. So
gotcha.
It's kind of like its own little OBS. Is that right? Did I use that right? It's kind of like its own OBS.
I wanted, when you were saying something earlier about architects and shit, it reminded me of this guy because we were talking earlier about like just people with their fucking panties in a bunch who don't let shit go, and it was funny because that thing you were talking about related to this. Anyway, I'm not making any sense. Let me bring up this guy because I saw this really funny tweet, but this guy, I don't know who he is. I just see him pop up all the time on like hardcore discourse. And let me find the tweet because he had a fucking tweet the other day where he was like, he was pulling up Architects, and to remind everyone, Architects was the group that the one dude did the awful, awful, awful crime of retweeting Sean Strickland videos. And yeah, and so people got really mad about that because someone was like, wait a minute, is someone not left wing? And they got real fucking pissed about that. And then he was literally like, posting the social media like, still haven't apologized. And to that, I'm just like, guys, if that's your world, man, just fucking revamp that shit, dude. It's like, I can't imagine that being your world. Because here's my thing. We were joking about before. I'm into politics. I'm into the conspiracy stuff. I was listening to a podcast about Skull and Bones right before this. But if your whole world is structured in a way where people have to agree with you on key political issues, like, do me a favor and get fucked. It makes to relate it to music and stuff. It just makes all this music bullshit so fucking annoying because it makes artists afraid to go outside because the people who give a fuck about this are the loudest, most annoying people, and they scare artists into like getting into lockstep on whatever the loudest fucking retarded people say about shit, and it makes everything suck more. So like, stop being a spoiled brat, and if someone disagrees with you, give your opinion and move on with your life. Don't fucking cry about it. Yeah.
I think overall, like, if you don't like that person anymore, or you don't want to support the band anymore, that's what it is. Is they're like, this reminds me of Freddy Krueger. This is a situation you actually
brought back to CP. Okay.
That's exactly my point. This was when the podcast that you were talking about earlier that I was doing, I got into an argument with somebody about Freddy Krueger, a listener actually, and ended up blocking them because it was a weird thing where the hill that I was dying on was the fact that like he was saying that
Those kids deserved it.
Freddy Krueger was a child molester. And I said, no, Freddy Krueger was a child killer. And they never mentioned molesting. They said that he was a killer, a child killer. And
Oh
the
yeah,
creator,
they never technically said it was heavily
they,
implied,
they
but they
changed it
never.
in remake. Yeah.
Oh, in the original, it was like it was always heavily implied, but they never
Yeah.
actually came out and said it, right?
He killed children, but then they were like, they just needed. So that's the thing, is just like this fucking the Mandela effect or this any of this other bullshit of where they can't just let it be the way it is and they are wrong or something like that. They're
Did
like,
we
no,
talk about the Mandela effect?
we
I
have
forget.
before.
Oh, okay, because I
I
didn't want
brought
to
it up
go
some-
on. Because the Mandela effect cracks me up. Like people act like it's like you're like, oh my god,
No,
I didn't.
it's just wrong.
You're like, no. It's not even that you're wrong. It's that a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo is irrelevant to my brain. I don't keep that info in there, so it does. So it's like the fact that I forgot doesn't fucking matter. You dork. You're a dork because you go, I know what the Fruit of the Loom logo looks like. You don't.
Yeah. I actually remember correctly. And it's like,
yes.
it's this weird thing.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I don't have a lot going on. So I have a lot of room in my brain to remember how Fruity Loops is spelled or Fruit Loops is spelled. I have a lot of room in there to remember that.
This has a lot to do with my identity. So, but I just have that same feeling with that, with just like this weird thing of like, you can't just, they want the band to be exactly the way they want it to be. And if any of their members think any way different, the way to solve that, instead of just being like, I guess I don't think exactly the same way as a band that I like, they just go, no, you have to change. And I don't know what the actual outcome they think is going to have, if they're going to really change this person's mind by,
they don't, well, also
or if they just want, it's just because they just want it their way. They want it. No, you weren't supposed to think like that. You're supposed to think like the way I think, because I like you.
I'll tell you what it is. They just want to bitch people up because that's what people like this. No, that's what people like this do. Because perfect example is that if you don't think the way they think, they cry and cry and cry. And then you got a guy like we talked about him before, Alex Terrible, was just like, oh my God, this tattoo is so Alex Terrible of me to have. Let me cover it up and acknowledge that that was fucking stupid and I don't think that way. Right. And people go, nah, you did it and we never forget. And you're like, well, then what's the fucking... That's why
his name's not even Alex Perfectly Acceptable. It's Alex Terrible. Like he's
letting you know I am terrible.
That literally is a trigger warning, stupid.
It is super.
Even when you give them exactly what they want, that's what I'm saying. Is like, that's why you can't give them what they want, because if you give them exactly what they want, they're going to take more. They're not going to ask for more anymore. Like they're just going to start taking more, to where it's this. You need to be exactly the band that I thought you were and no different.
And ironically, what you should do at the end of the day is just go like, all right, cool loser, and ignore them. That's the irony of us talking about it still, is you really should just go like, cool story, dork, and ignore them. Because most normal people think these people are fucking dorks. So I think the problem is online, you can get, they're super active online, so you can get barraged by it and think that it's reality. And it's just like, no. It's like you can literally just tell them to be like, hey, shut up, and then keep it moving.
The best part was the conclusion to the Freddy Krueger story was I banned that person from listening or watching our show anymore. Which I cannot enforce. Really, there's no way I can enforce that. But I also I blocked them on all social media. So I essentially took their retard and I doubled down with my own. And I was like, I was one of those things of like, fine, then you're not allowed to listen to me anymore. Actually, fuck off. One of those things of just like, I don't give a shit anymore, because it's this thing where, yes, in the remake, they did change the story, but you have to acknowledge he wasn't acknowledging it was a change to the story.
Okay. We don't have to actually.
I'm reliving it.
Yeah, Pat, we don't actually have to get into the fucking topic.
But that's the situation. It's the situation where the thing that pisses me off, the thing that like that gets me to that point, is not like is the fact that you think that he is a child. It's the fact that you just won't admit that even when we look it up, and even when Wes Craven in an interview is explaining this thing, the person who created the character, it's a fictional character. It
Yeah.
is exactly who you. It's not your interpretation.
Well, that's
It
so.
already exists.
Pat, how long did this happen ago?
I'm
Okay.
just saying, even when you prove them wrong,
Pat, we know what you're just saying.
it's the same type of person is what the point I'm trying to
Yeah,
make.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to connect it in that sense of like saying, even when you just go like, this has nothing to do with our music. We don't even write about these subjects. They're just like, no, but you need to be this way,
Yeah.
or it needs to be the way I have it in here because my reality is
Yeah.
exactly how it is. You know?
And also, too, at the end of the day, we're on a prison planet controlled by aliens. Who gives a fuck what he thinks about the border?
Yeah, all the decisions being made are under the Earth's crust. Okay, guys,
God.
it's all getting sorted out for us. We're already in the Matrix, you stupid ass.
Oh, but as we make fun of him, he did have a funny post where he reposted this from Reddit. This made me laugh so hard. From r/hardcore confession. I love crowd killing at metalcore gigs. I love it. I love doing my little karate and spin kicks. I love ruining others' nights. I love sucker punching strangers. I love security telling me to chill out. I enjoy slowly having the whole vibe switching to fuck this guy. I love when I can convince others to join me on the dark side. I love when the band gets mad. I love it. It feels good doing bad things.
Dude,
I love this guy so much.
I love this honesty. I also love the fact that like I like ending every conversation. This is my own confession. It's the same idea of like when you make things awkward or weird and you can be that person, it's see, this is where I'm conflicted though, because it feels like heckler mentality. But
Oh no,
in
this
a
dude,
show, I support it. What's the deal? You know what I mean?
this
Like
dude's a no. This dude's a menace and should be stopped at all costs. But the unapologetic nature of that post is so fucking funny to me. Well, because it
his
is like,
level is like he's done this before. Like he's not lying. He said like I like this transition of the night. This is how it goes, and it makes me. He's like explaining it like Dexter
well,
hunting.
he's basically broken down all those barriers that we keep up to be a decent human being, and he's gone like, no,
Yeah,
I'm a menace.
it's
I'm all id. I'm all going in because I. This is the only way I feel anything.
this is truly a intrusive tweet. You know what I mean? Like I gotta say like this is a not just a confessional. This is an intrusive tweet of saying like no. It's not like the thing of like I'm not trying to justify what I do. I'm telling you, I love what I do. It's unjustifiable, but I like every part of it. I personally like having conversations with strangers and like when they start up small talk and then just putting it too long or bringing it way too awkward of a place way too soon because I'm like, "Oh, you wanted this? Here we go." Because it's one of those things of like making it fucked up is there's something satisfying about like being the guy, being that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I guess that's the best way to put it. You're being that guy.
and there, yes, you're being the character,
Yeah.
and there is something to, like, not justifying. I realized that dude, I did it last night. Like, obviously this dude's a menace, and the pit police might have to come in and fucking throw him in the drunk tank for a little bit.
Yeah.
But there is something to the fact of like not justifying how you are. Like last night, we were talking. I did a show with shout out Jay Simpson and Allie Mae. We all did a show in Cape May. It went really well. It was a really fun time. Shout out Boston Comedy Club and the shit they put on.
Hell yeah.
Show went really great. We had fun, and then it was a cool brewery, and so we were having a few more beers and just talking shit. And we were talking, it's me. We ended up talking about porn, and I was joking. I was like, yeah, it's like, it sucks though. You can't find, I was like, I love muscle mommies and you can't find good muscle mommy porn. Like they don't, not a lot of them do the porn, and shit like that. And then Jay hops in and he goes like, ugh, you like jack ladies? And for the longest time, I used to be like, no, you guys don't get it. And then I was finally like, fuck you. I'm not like, I think they're hot. Obviously, there's limits, but it's like I just got to a point where I was just like, "Fuck off! They look hot. Eat my dick." I've just been told so many fucking times. You're like, "That's a man." I was like, the lady with the pretty face and the pussy? I don't think it is. Uh,
I
but
I
no, there is
agree. Yeah,
sorry. I say all that to say like you get to a certain point where it's like you don't need to justify your existence.
yeah.
Just own it and go fuck off. This is me. I don't care.
Well, because ultimately you're not doing anything wrong necessarily. Like it is ruining the vibe or whatever, but it's also like I fuck your vibe. It's one of those things that Dom always talks about. There's a thing where there's a thing that at her work where they talk about like the third place and shit like that. And it's like
The
but you're
what?
like there's a thing where they want to be the it's your welcoming thing, it's your welcoming place, your home, your work, and then there's the coffee shop, and then you can go there and you can relax and it's your space. So but if you ruin the experience for anyone else, like it's all subjective. So like I said, I said it can't be everyone's place. It's again, it's my tism, it's my personal
No,
tism.
but can
When
I
I hear
say
something like that, when so my place may be I like to listen to music real loud and I like to fucking jam out and
yeah.
just relax with music. Okay, well that's ruining this fucking person's. It can't be
And no,
everyone's
and I
place.
will say this. No, and I will say this. And then the immediate response to you saying something like that is going, oh, Pat, you know what? And you're like, no, 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 no.
No, no, no.
You're saying, so
How do you enforce
if,
this?
because my place is for you, if you go, my place is loud music and weed and fucking sloppy joes on my t-shirt. And it's not, I'm sorry. Just for no reason.
I checked my shirt. There's no sloppy joes here, friend.
Nah, dude, you eat all your food like fucking John Belushi in Animal House, where you just
Yeah.
look at a jar of mustard and pour it down.
No, they meant like I put it all in my mouth at once and then just squirt it out.
No, you invite a 14-year-old cashier to a party and decide I'm not gonna have sex with her. That was an Animal House. Animal House is one of my favorite movies, but there is a lot that didn't age well.
Oh yeah.
Also, just go. I don't want to say it, but look up the line they yell when they run out of the black bar. It's so goddamn funny.
Yeesh.
Yeah, they go. Those were some ornery, and then they say not the hard N word, but the
Oh, they said. Oh, really? They use soft A?
no, Modelo Negro. They say that one.
Oh.
Yeah, so those were some ornery Modelo
Oh.
Negros.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not as bad as I thought. Okay.
No, it's really funny though in like modern context.
But yes,
I got super off topic. What
I
was I
do eat
saying?
like John Belushi. You said that.
But that's the thing where you go, yeah, we want to make this everyone's space, and you go, well, my space is loud music and weed and fucking meatball subs and shit like that, and they're like, well, no, not, and you're like, okay, no, so you don't want that, you want your version of everyone's
Right.
space,
Yeah.
and this is why. When you smell commie bullshit, you kick it out the fucking door because that's what that fucking is. And
Right.
it's like all this fucking bullshit with like, oh, our business has to be, or they'll talk about college. They'll be like, college has to be a safe. Obviously, you should feel safe and not get fucking raped on your walk home from the bar. But those should be like, college should be a safe, inclusive space. And when you go, or you go to the coffee shop, and that should feel warm. And what you're like, no, it's a fucking business.
Right.
I need coffee. Do you have fucking coffee? I need info.
Are the seats clean? Are there anybody in it? Is anybody playing loud music? Because we all agree that motherfucker should probably leave. The person on speakerphone should shut the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck their space. Your space fucking sucks. I hate your space. And I didn't come here to get your space and coffee.
That, by the way, is one of the funniest. Shout out Colin Terrell. It's one of the funniest jokes. I forget exactly how it goes, but I remember him posted a clip, and he's like, he's talking about being an immigrant because Colin's Irish. If you guys don't know, he's like talking about being an immigrant. He's like, I'm one of the good immigrants. He's like, I'm not one of those music on the train immigrants. He's like, that should be the immigration test. They put you on a train and they hand you a cell phone and they tell you to listen to an album, and it's like the immigration test should be, do you put on headphones or not?
Right. It's as simple as it's essentially the same thing of like you can't necessarily have every place being like your place. You can't have everybody like no matter it was the fuck. What was the point you were making right before that?
Commie
That-
bullshit. Because that's what
no, that reminded me of that made me think. Oh, essentially, you're ruining the
the guy
vibe
almost
of
had
the
sex
show.
with a 14-year-old in Animal House.
Nope, that wasn't it. It was past that. No, there was a part where
Modelo Negro.
no, it was talking about the vibe of the show. Essentially, the like saying like, yes, you may be ruining the vibe, but also like, fuck you. This is my vibe. Like it's one of those things of like so I'm supposed to sit here and go like, well, I got to sit here and be respectful of everybody else's vibe and blah blah blah. Like no,
Yeah.
if you're ultimately it's not going to affect anyone after the show. You can still enjoy the show, but you will have to deal with people like that.
Well, there
And
is also
it's not. I'm not trying to kill anyone, but it's also like one of those things of like, yeah, if you think I'm going too hard, it makes me happy to get a reaction from the band to stop in the middle of the show and go, hey, buddy, chill out, like that shit. Yes, that would be pretty funny. Just be like, fuck yeah.
So that to me is more of a person that deeply needs attention, but the person that just wants to go to the show and cause chaos, you're almost like, obviously if it gets out of hand, stop. It's like, use your best judgment, but you can't laugh at, it's like, dude, what are we doing? We're all playing hardcore music. The guy on the top's telling us to kill each other, and you're telling me how I'm supposed to kill each other the right way. It's like people who look at the military and go, like, when you bring up the fact that you're like, yeah, some people in the military join it because they want to kill people and they like killing people. I don't think it's the vast majority. I think there's a small percentage that actively join it to kill people, and it's like other people go, "Oh, don't say that. There are brave men and women," and you're like, "Well, you're being a child then.
Yeah,
you're being a child. You're being a child if." No, that was the offended Midwest mom, not you.
No. I'm just saying. No, I'm saying that like literally, like saying like I didn't think that wasn't. It's not brave to go to pursue your passion. That's the thing. Like it's literally like one of those things. I'm like, wait. I never said they weren't brave. Yes, they're brave, but they're brave people that are saying, oh, I know exactly what to do. They're brave problem solvers. They're people that want to kill people, and they're going to go do that.
That's so fucking funny.
They know exactly where to do it. Just make sure you get out of camp, and then get over there. You got to get over there to do it.
Well, speaking of brave people, this guy is not brave. He's a fucking dork. And the Grammys were recently, which shout out Killer Mike. I normally don't give a fuck about the Grammys, but I love seeing Killer Mike happy.
Yeah.
That sounded gay. I'm his little baby boy.
Well, it's one of those things. You like to see the people that, because if it matters to him, then that's important. But if it doesn't matter to him, then
actually,
whatever. I'm with him, so I'm happy for him too.
Yeah,
great speech as well. Also, if I remember correctly, didn't he also get apprehended after?
Yeah, that was actually for I heard someone bring that up. That was actually for a very funny reason.
Right? It was like a weird argument.
Yeah, he basically like slapped a dude.
Right.
He got in like an argument and fucking slapped a guy, and the cops were like, "You can't do that." And he's like, "I'm Killer Mike, dude."
Literally, Will Smith did it. Will Smith did it.
My name is Killer Mike.
He's got to do it in the right order. You gotta slap, then get the award, then you're good to go.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about the Grammys, but there is a thing when you see fucking Killer Mike hyped like this, and then this speech also just fucking ruled.
Yeah.
And the Grammy goes to Killer Mike. Michael. And let him complete. You cannot tell me that you get too old. You can't tell me it's too late. You can't tell me dreams come true. It is a sweet. It is a sweet. It is a sweet.
Bring out the sham.
Yeah, and I sorry for the loud 2 seconds, anyone, but I saw that, dude. I almost fucking cried. I was like, "You fucking rule, dude."
Yeah.
Killer Mike's the man.
Yeah,
but
he's somebody that I truly like to see succeed.
Yeah, Killer Mike's one of those dudes everyone gets real happy when he gets a dub.
Yeah.
But this guy, I would actually be happy to watch him in pain.
Oh yeah.
I saw this, and this is more closer. This will be better for us in our Grammy set. I'm just gonna play it. It's a dude getting mad about metal and the Grammys.
The music industry.
Oh my god! Right out of the gate, that's music industry. Dude, I want.
That's the face you have to use. Screenshot that. Use that for the fucking Photoshop. There, that's the one.
Oh yeah.
He looks like a fucking He looks like a labradoodle. What the fuck?
Let me talk. Wait, do that voice again.
I forgot her.
Can you pick the right metal band? Dude, that whole face is.
I'm gonna tell you something about the music industry. Hey, metal. Fucking dickhead. Looks like a goth Zorro. Fucking dork.
He fucking cuts the nightmare. He cuts Jack Skeleton in your chest, not a Z.
Yeah. Zorro.
You fucking dickhead. Also, no one show him this. I don't want him to be. I don't want him to be upset like that fat pig.
Is this a famous goth Zorro? Did I just piss off? Was this gonna be?
No. I just don't want him upset like that fat fucking pig bitch.
Fucking piece of shit.
All right. Loves rap and hates metal, and the Grammy Awards are just the annual reminder of that fact. After everyone was shocked by Killer Mike's winning, and
That actually.
Why do you hesitate? He won. His winning.
No. And wait, let me pull up rap album Grammy nominations, because this I'll freely admit, you guys know me, huge Killer Mike fan. I'm wearing the beanie of his DJ. Like, I'm in deep. But I maybe I'm being a fucking mark. I'm super biased, but there's something about the whole shocking win. And I'm like, I don't know, did you listen to it?
Yeah.
Did you fucking listen to it? And then you look at what was up next to Killer Mike. Oh my fucking Christ, dude. It's so hard to just find the list of Grammy nominations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need you. It's like when you go to like the Wall Street Journal or some shit like that, and you start reading an article and they're like, you gotta pay for it, bud. And it's just like, all right, I'm just not. You want it too bad. You want us to watch too bad. I'm not gonna Google anything.
I'll actually never learn about this. You know what? I've decided I'm not gonna learn about this.
I'm gonna stop. I'm not even gonna remember how to say the word Grammy. It's already it's getting disassembled in my conscious right now.
I am taking the letters Grammy out of my vocabulary. I will never use them ever again.
It's going to cripple me professionally, personally, and otherwise, but I don't give a shit. I'm essentially going to give myself a stroke just so I never even know you exist. I'm going to Men in Black myself the hard way.
The hard way. Okay, here we go. So, here's where the albums, it just, that whole thing annoys the fuck out of me, because I go, listen to Killer Mike's fucking album. It's a great, it's a bunch of gospel type songs. There's a couple of hype rap songs. It's eclectic. There's a lot of great names on it. Fucking Andre 3000's on it. Future's on it. I think I'm just assuming Big Boy's on it at some point. I don't know if that's true, but Killer Mike always has Big Boy on shit. LP's on it. There's a bunch of great producers and rappers and all this other shit, and it's got a through line and a story and a theme and a very specific theme, and it's so well made and it's so fucking good. And I'd be saying that if I wasn't a hardcore Killer Mike fan. And then you look at what was up against him was Travis Scott, which I listened to it. It was fine hype rap. It was Metro Boomin, which those are just basically I don't even want to shit on Metro Boomin, but dude just makes a lot of beats and gets all of his buddies to do songs. It's a fun compilation album. And then we have Her Loss by Drake and 21 Savage, which once again, I actually was listening to that the other day. It's not bad, but it's a fucking Drake album and 21 Savage album. It's good, but it's and then I didn't listen to Nas's, but from what I've gathered from other people's opinion, Nas hasn't put out anything crazy for a long time. And it's just listen to the Killer Mike album. It's fucking, so much work has clearly been put into it. It's fucking great. And I know I'm sounding like a fucking dick rider, but just the idea to go somehow everyone was shocked by it's well, you didn't listen to the album, so you're being a fucking, already you're starting off just not having all the info.
beating out some huge rap artists, and Metallica doing what they always do, which is win every Grammy that they get nominated for.
I will get the dudes back on that because Metallica won, and I listened to that, and it goes back to our did AI write this fucking album?
Yeah.
It's like that is embarrassing that fucking Metallica won. Let's look
I
up.
didn't even know that their album came out. I remember that they released a new song. Did they?
Exactly.
Was it just for the song?
Fuck? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck about a Metallica album in 2023?
Right.
Here are the nominations. It was just Bad Man by Disturbed. So guys, what are we doing? Phantom of the Opera by Ghost, which we've talked about it.
Dude,
not a metal band.
Fuck Ghost, dude. Fuck Ghost. I would make one of these fucking douchebag videos in my apartment about them being in that category. Because guess who else is probably in there? It's probably gonna be Sleep Token too, right?
No, they haven't. I don't think they've broken through the mainstream like that yet. And then it was It was 72 Seasons by Metallica, which I listened to most of that album. It just sounds like a generic Metallica album.
Yeah.
Hive Mind by Slipknot, which we were joking about
that
was an AI album, and there was Jaded by Spirit Box. Which I
Okay.
actually wanted to ask you about Spirit Box.
Wait, what did I say earlier? Sleep Token.
Sleep Token, yeah.
Yeah, Spirit Box, I think, was the band that I was thinking of also. Like, that's another one where it's like, you have Disturbed. They're lovely people, but
come on.
There was so much great metal last year. And we know for a fact that Jesus Piece was vying for your considerationing. And that was way better. I can guarantee that was a way better
Knocked
album.
Loose threw their hat in the ring.
Right. Dude, there's way better choices out there that if you're listening to, okay, so maybe Grammys is it by sales? Is it voted? I don't know. But
can I say this too? The other thing that annoys me about a band like Disturbed getting nominated, it's the inverse of why people who get annoyed that Taylor Swift wins bother me. Cause she got album of the year. And it's like, dude, if we're gonna be honest, you can have your opinions, but album of the year, let's be real. Who has when Taylor Swift puts out an album, it's going to be the most impactful album that year. Yeah. Let's just be fucking real about it. Right. So on the flip side, it's when you see some of these nominations, who's really doing it in the music industry right now is fucking Disturbed.
Yeah. Metallica, even Metallica, really, as far as they are doing Metallica tours. They're doing their little.
Yeah, they're making a shitload of money, but they're not relevant right now.
They're playing the hits. They're going out specifically playing mainly they're 2 shows. We're not repeating a song. We're playing 2, and because they have that many songs already in their catalog.
Yeah.
So, aside from that, they released a new one, but again, it's not new really, and it's. I wish they would. It's just there's not enough. It's almost like presidents and shit. It's weirdly generational.
They're all grandparents.
They're all we're seeing the exact same people over and over and over and over again. We're just that there's other metal bands. They don't do that with the Oscars. Well, actually, I guess they kind of do. But there's a new director in there. There's a old director in there. There's a new actor, an old actor, somebody that's won before, somebody that hasn't won before.
Can I say this about the Oscars?
Yeah.
I think why the Oscars probably I don't watch movies like that. I was actually talking to Steph earlier today. I was like, I don't think I'm a good guy to call a movie critic because I'm chill with a lot of shit. I'll see people bitching about stuff and I'll just be like, I must not give a fuck about movies because I don't care about your complaints for half these fucking movies out here. I think I enjoy movies because I give a fuck less about if they're good or bad.
Yeah.
But I think the difference with movies versus albums is because I think at the end of the day, the Grammys are just looking to get eyes. So it's, from their perspective, it's you're going to get more eyes if you include Metallica and Disturbed and Slipknot rather than Knocked Loose and Jesus Piece. I think at the end of the day, it's not necessarily like I don't want to undermine Killer Mike's win, but we've made it very clear we think the Grammys are dumb and we don't give a fuck about them. But I think also at the same time with a lot of these nominations and these different groups, it's less so much about like this was the legitimate best album of the year. This was it's probably like the fact that social media is getting so big. They're definitely even more so leaning into like what's going to get us the most eyes on us and get the most people talking about it. Like, I mean, it's kind of worked a little bit.
Yeah. I just feel like there's like other ways that like to at least give more representation like of newer metal in the cat, even like older new, like I know As I Lay Dying has been in the category before and stuff like that, which is pretty cool to see like bands that I fucked with personally like in there and stuff like that. So like, and again, I don't even follow category wise who's getting the nominations each year, and we really haven't until we started doing the show.
Yeah.
But like now I feel more invested, and it's cool to see like, okay, so like I just feel like Metallica, just because they put out something, they're like, it's like they're like, okay, who are 5 songs that were put out this, like I think Ozzy Osbourne put out an album this year or something like that too. Like it's weird because like there's some people out there that are like, Ozzy got snubbed. It's just like, really? Like, do you think that was the greatest? You personally think that? It's so weird that people are still not able to disconnect that. I feel like,
It's
like
because
you said, like social media shit should be influenced a little bit more and not necessarily just based on their like, okay, Metallica has had this fan base for this long. It doesn't necessarily mean they're putting out the most inspired art every year. So like, like
it's
you have to
also
take other things into factor, and I don't know how exactly.
it's also because people put too much. I don't know. I've talked about this a bunch of times before. Like when I do my music reviews and we do our music reviews and stuff, it's like we do them because we like the conversation. But a lot of people, you'll see a lot of people will go to certain reviewers and they'll hold their opinions as gospel. And that's what people are doing with the fucking Grammys is because I don't know. It's like you don't have confidence in your own opinion. So you need a random panel of like, these random old fucks to validate you. And I think that's why people, what I mean? It's like you look at the Grammys and go like, oh, they did a dumb thing again. Well, that's what they do. So I'm not going to get bent out of shape because they didn't fucking pick the thing I like. People haven't been picking the things I've liked since I was in fucking high school. So it's like, I don't know. I'm seasoned at this. I don't know why you guys are still caring.
Yeah, I'm used to not like, that's the thing about like I gave up on like listening to the radio aside from like listening to like talk and like sports shit. Like there aside from that, I never like, I'm like, they don't play anything I like on the radio. There's nothing on a radio station that is being played on a consistent basis that I like enough to deal with the ads or anything else. So I was just like, I'm going to listen, even like with all due respect to Sirius. I like Sirius. I just think that even like their channels sometimes are just like, you're still just playing the fucking hits. You're still
gonna play under.
What?
I cut you off for my joke. I was gonna say you're gonna play Under the Bridge and Back in Black again. Okay. Fuck
literally,
me.
like, so that's what I'm saying. They're still Sirius XM is still like, we're gonna feature Metallica. Like they don't need a feature in. You know what they need is it would be cool if you featured a new metal artist that's like put out something. But again, like you said, that's not getting the most eyes. They're not. I think actually, well, in this case, Tonya is right about like they're putting the artist before the art in that sense as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like they're going to say like they're only going to feature the most marketable metal band who already has the biggest following because they put out new music. Cool. How is it? Cool. Like, well, who else are you going to feature with that? Are you ever going to feature anybody? Like, why not have, like, it doesn't have to be as big of a push. They don't have to be on like Howard Stern or anything like that. But why can't you have Jesus Pieces art on the fucking metal page one day? You know what I mean? On the head of the metal, like something like that. Like
it's what we were saying earlier. It's just their business structure. Their business structure is not centered around being the gold standard of music opinions. Their business structure is what's going to get eyes on this year. So that's why when you do that, you sully your name and you invalidate your opinion. Pat, can I ask you something real quick since we're kind of talking about metal bands and I
I
saw
really
Spirit?
wish you wouldn't. I wasn't ready to field questions today. So
All right, Pat,
you could just have them on my desk in the morning. We can go over maybe
Pat,
some-
reports are coming out. You've had 13 donuts so far today.
Yeah.
Can you?
Actually, I've had 3.
Come on, dude.
But they were Chinese donuts. So it was like it's like health food.
No, I remember I feel like we never got to the bottom of the Spirit Box debate. And I remember because I remember you saying something and I was like thinking about it and I wanted to double check if that's what you said.
Okay.
Because then it made me realize like maybe I should clarify my opinion. Because remember that to catch people up, we were reviewing Spirit Box one time and I said my general thing is like I don't dislike Spirit Box, but they kind of what they do, not to sound like a fucking cunt, but like what they do musically kind of bores me.
Yeah.
So I don't really care about Spirit Box, but I don't dislike Spirit Box, and I like seeing them get real big because I think a band like Spirit Box is good for metal in general and all the subgenres of like metalcore, hardcore, beat, all the different weird subgenres. I think they're good for metal because someone gets into Spirit Box and then eventually they go like Spirit Box not enough. Maybe Spirit Box goes on tour with a harder band, or maybe they just kind of go like, let me look into more metal bands. And then they find a band like, I don't know, Jesus Piece, who's a little bit harder. And then it kind of goes from there and stuff. So I was saying Spirit Box, although I don't enjoy their music that much, I do think they're good for metal because they're a runoff. Now, when I said that, I believe you responded with, I don't think they're a good representation of it.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, of basically saying like if you're saying like this is metal, like I think
there we go. And that's what I wanted to, not to cut you off, that's what I wanted to clarify because I wasn't necessarily saying that.
Yeah.
I was just saying if Spirit Box is the point at Spirit Box is a good point. Like Spirit Box in and of itself being popular, regardless of if they're good or bad, them being popular creates this pipeline to better music.
So I guess a better way to clarify would be like in country, if you listen to really popular country and then you listen to not as popular country, they still sound very similar. Do you know what I'm saying? Like one is way more polished and way more like I think they talk about it on the Bonfire every once in a while with this like, why did my child have to die or something like that. It's like bad country still resembles good country. It's just not done with the best of touch, like the finest touch. Do you know what I'm saying?
So you don't think I
think genre wise.
Wait. Well, no, wait. Here, wait. Sorry.
No.
You don't think Spirit Box resembles good metal?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't think that this would be saying like if I was like hearing this, I wouldn't think like I would think if then I heard Jesus Piece and I did like it, I would still think like they're both metal. Like I'd be like, huh. That's
really
weird. Yes, and that's what I consider in certain cases, even like something like I've softened on it a little bit, and I've realized that there are more radio friendly versions of it. But even in that case, like something like a Disturbed or something like that is also one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if they're like the first band I ever would think of when I think of metal. Like they're very low on the list. I would think. Same, and I guess that's maybe more of where I would categorize Spirit Box is. Maybe they are on the spectrum of metal, but I don't think that like if you're gonna get them into it, I don't know if people are gonna be like, "Oh, I love Spirit Box." Whoa, this Jesus Piece! Like I don't even think it's even close enough to connect.
So let me clarify on that because I don't know. I'm not. That was more just like a quick reference.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's Spirit Box and Jesus Piece. Maybe maybe you go 2 or 3 bands, then you get to Jesus Piece.
You Kevin Bacon it. You get a
exactly. So I hear you on that. I'm not saying it's Spirit Box Jesus Piece. That was just the first thing that popped into my head. But so I'm saying there's a trickle down effect that. It's like, remember when I said there's a Smash Mouth to Nothlu's pipeline?
Very impressive. Incredibly impressive.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You don't go Smash Mouth then Knock Loose, but over the course of 15 years, you start at Smash Mouth and get to Knock Loose.
I got
So
you.
that's how I was talking about with Spirit Box and
like Knock Loose is not going to be on the radio. I understand that. Knock Loose is not going to be on the radio, but Spirit Box could be on the radio. But to me, I would never flip on the radio, hear Disturbed, and go like, "Fuck yeah, some metal." I would just be like, "This is hard rock. This is this is heavy rock music."
I would agree with that on Disturbed. Because especially with how our standards have shifted, you'd be like, you're calling this metal? I will give Spirit Box credit because my complaint with them is that they're not overly creative. Right. So it's a little boring for me. Yeah. But I will give them credit in the fact that they do have heavy, decent riffs. Like they have some good riffs I've heard. They're heavy. The production on it sounds very good. Like just the general sound, of Spirit Box, I would compare it to I'm just talking about tone. Not because where Spirit Box loses me is song structure.
Shout out to Tony.
What'd he say?
I was just saying. You said tone.
What'd you say?
You said the tone, and I said shout out to Tony.
Oh yeah, they have the best Tony.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So my complaint with Spirit Box is song structure. I think tone wise, you could hear them and go oh yeah, they sound like they audibly sound tone wise like a heavier band and shit.
Yeah.
But then from songwriting, it's just boring to me.
But okay, so in the Grammy talk, I would say if you go hit me with some of your favorite metal bands, and somebody said Metallica, I go okay, yeah, that checks out. And you'd say what was another one fuck, I forget literally all the other
nominees.
Ones.
Here, I got you. Ghost.
Yeah, yeah. See,
really?
And then you hit another one where I just go I understand imagery plays a big part of this, but.
Nah,
Ghost
fuck you.
It's not a fucking metal band at all. It's not.
What's the point of the imagery if you're just going to be a fucking new wave band?
Alice Cooper feels heavier than these motherfuckers, and he has the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not the most current of references, but that's how far back I have to go to be who looks harder and rocks softer than Ghost, and there's not really much in there. So it's already a whack list.
That's so funny. Who looks harder and rocks softer? That's so fucking accurate.
Yeah, they suck. They look like they're gonna be the most brutal fucking death. They look like I'm gonna dislike them for a whole different reason.
They look like they got those clothes from the church they burned down.
Yes, and they do not sound like that even a little bit. So they're a hard rock band. Just like fucking Spirit Box or any of these other ones.
New wave. They're not even hard
Metallica
rock.
Winning actually makes sense because it's they're the only maybe actual metal band on there. But what the problem is
Slipknot's on there.
Oh yeah, Slipknot's on there. But both of them again are putting in just subpar, bare minimum products that are good.
Yeah.
But there's in the replace of all those other shitty bands that are in my opinion shitty, maybe don't fit the category as well. You have actual metal bands that put out newer metal bands that put out great fucking albums this year. That would be really good. You don't have to give them the award. Give it to fucking Metallica, but put them on the ballot so people go, like you said, okay, I'm interested because Spirit Box got nominated. Now I'm looking at the ballot. What are the other bands? We happen to know what the other bands are and that they already fucking suck. But we can look at it and go oh, Jesus piece. I've never heard of them. Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Give them a goog and go, whoa, holy shit, this is awesome. Maybe not.
Yeah, that's not their mindset though. They want
nominating them does nothing bad for them. It doesn't hurt them at all just to get their name out there. Who gives a fuck about the Grammys? You're right. But
they're not
people that give a fuck about Metallica that are little shitheads that are going, I want to go see who else. Let's see if they can get it this year. And then they look at the other categories and they go, or the other contestants or whatever. They may look them up or something else. Oh, I've seen them around, or they're on tour with somebody. I don't know. It's just more exposure for newer metal bands. That
what's funny is what would actually help the Grammys more. Think about that, dude. Think about this. Think if they put up Spirit Box, Metallica, Slipknot, Disturbed, and instead of Ghost, they put up Jesus Piece.
Right.
And then they give it to Jesus Piece.
Yeah.
And then what happens after that is people go, wait, Jesus Piece? Who the fuck's Jesus Piece?
Who's Jesus Piece?
And
They
then
think
there's Metallica.
Yeah.
And then there's Metallica fans going like, oh, you think this fucking these nobodies are better than Metallica? And then they hear Jesus Piece and they go, well, that's better than Metallica.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, oh, that's that. Or they go like, that's that screaming shit. Yeah. Metal. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like there's other parts of it's still the same thing. It hurts Metallica 0% to have them lose a Grammy to fucking Jesus Piece. They don't need any other accomplishment here. Maybe the producer, if this
they probably have
somebody else. I don't know.
They probably have a few, like you saw the people spazzing when we shit on Green Day, and you're like, we're reading those comments like, who are you?
Yeah.
And then there's probably a bunch of Metallica fans like that. Can I ask you one last question about Spirit Box?
I guess.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like that. That hurt my feelings.
All right, Andy. I can't wait.
So from the context of like Metallica and Slipknot being more proper, in your opinion, metal. You know what's funny? We might actually start agreeing with this fucking dude. We just prejudged him on his dumb beard. He is aggressive. We'll finish the video, but he is aggressively whiny because it is at the end of the day. It's like, dude, shut up and touch grass. This is fucking crazy. But so in the context of a band like Metallica or Slipknot are more metal in your mind, would you be more comfortable calling Spirit Box metalcore?
It's the metal. I guess so because, or like
wait, just the metal. See, that's surprising to me is the fact that the metal labels even there is not good for you.
We got to give them.
I think they've earned metal adjacent at least.
You know how like a lot of post-hardcore is just like pussy fucking rock, like or like pussy hardcore.
I'm sorry, post-hardcore doesn't even deserve to be said.
Fugazi.
It's gotten to a point. It's gotten to a point where you go, what do you mean?
Right. I think they should be post metal. Like I think that like legitimately, if they're a newer band, like that you should, if you're gonna call them metal, if you gotta call them metal, if that's the, and I have, but you can't just have it. It can't be metal something. It's got to be something metal because they have to be something before.
So you think Spirit Box doesn't make any sense to call them metal?
No, not really. No.
Really?
Yeah. Because
what would you call them?
I heavy rock, like hard rock music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's essentially the same feeling I get when I listen to like Evanescence. Would you call Evanescence a metal band? Airy rock.
See, wait. So you think they're like a 1-to-1 of Evanescence?
No, they're a heavier Evanescence. They're a heavier Evanescence.
Just purely based off the guitar riffs and like the screaming and stuff. I do guess, you know what? They do sing a lot.
Because Linkin Park wasn't any kind of core, right?
No, Linkin Park was
rap rock.
They were like, yeah, they were like new metal.
Okay, maybe new metal. See, you got to put something before the metal because they're not just a metal band. But if you got to put them in the metal thing because they got chuggies and they got riffs, then you're gonna and screams. But like so did Linkin Park, and Linkin Park is not a metal band. You wouldn't go, oh, let me think of all the metal bands, and you can go.
Do you want to get autistic?
Baby, you know I want to get autistic
because Linkin Park had screams, but Spirit Box has growls.
Okay, but just because they
growls are metal.
It's like when you have funny elements in a dramatic show, does it make a comedy show or does it make
No, I completely understand what you're saying. I'm I'm not sure if you're moving me a little. I got to be on Pat. You made it move a little.
Andy, I have never heard that. So I am happy. I'm not one to make things turgid or wet.
Except when you wake your wife up in the middle of the night, she's like, "Fine, just move my butt cheek aside."
She's like, "You move it.
Just you move it. You do it. You woke me up. You do it.
You move it.
You like to move it. Oh no. Because like I will say this. I have forgotten Spirit Box. Now I'm pretty sure she does the growls and the gutturals on like every song. but she's mainly singing on every song.
Yeah, it's
Now,
a lot of Evanescence.
I don't think Evanescence is fair, but I get your thought process. I will say this though, the guitar riffs are metal riffs, and they do kind of do breakdown-ish shit.
Yeah,
I would be more I would be more comfortable calling them mainstream metalcore than just straight up metal.
Yeah. How about new metal, but NEW? New metal, like change it, give it back. Like instead of be NU metal, if it just be new metal, NEW metal.
You know what, Pat? Yes, dude, they're NEW metal.
They're NEW metal because like I'll give you can take the metal thing. You're right. There's metal elements in there, and I'm not.
It's just
I'm
I
not
can't
here
get past
to poo-poo and say it's not that art. It's just the fact that it's like unless you're leading with metal. Look, Metallica is a metal band. There may be metal.
They're one of the most metal bands.
Right. They're like, it's just like it's like when my brother calls himself a Catholic. I'm like, dude, you gotta at least do something Catholic. Like they follow some kind of rules. Like
But that's what I'm saying is they got metal riffs and
right.
shit.
And that's what I'm saying. We can give them the metal. It just can't lead metal because they don't lead metal. They lead like rock. So like new metal, NEW.
Yeah, maybe. I don't hate that.
And all one word. Not no
if,
dash. New metal.
It'd be so funny if we end up agreeing with this guy.
And I think Spirit Box should be called new metal.
NEW to be specific.
NEW specifically. All one word.
I was curious why, and so I started looking into it. The
Great.
best rap and best metal.
Dude, this guy
His
sucks.
voice quivers so much. He's so scared that the heat that this video is going to bring. This pussy. Hey, I did some research.
He's like, I did some research in the best rap. Oh God, I hate black people. I'm so afraid of them.
I just have a really good production job right now.
I like to listen to my scary music, but black people scare me.
Just rap is crap. That's all I'm saying. It's just rap is crap.
I'm just saying you can't spell rap without crap. It's just in the name. It's in the name.
The best rap.
And he's like looking away from the camera. He's even averting eye contact in a fucking video.
I lock my doors when I go through the hood.
I'm just saying, statistically, there was more black people sold by their slave man. I mean, there were black people sold by black people than. I mean,
how do 13% of the artists make up all the violent albums?
I just don't. All the violent albums.
Or 13% of the artists make up 50% of the violent albums. What's that about?
Come down, buddy. You can look at us. Look at the camera again. Look at the camera.
Hey, buddy.
Come back to us.
And best metal performance categories both started in 89, 90, and have been going on ever since.
Can I just say to this guy, what we're doing to you is my biggest fear.
But honestly, yeah,
to
you're right.
find out,
yeah,
find out there's some random podcast just calling us fucking fat idiots.
Yeah. How many times did you say
I'm just, dude. I would just be watching it like, what did they say about us? How dare they?
Yeah, that's way worse than the comments. But I will say this: I will say that he is bringing up the fact that it started up in 89, 90, right? But if he doesn't bring up the fact that, look, this category, the metal category in particular, Andy, yes, it has been flawed since the beginning because Jethro Tull beat Metallica for the first metal Grammy ever. So
and this is Metallica getting payback.
That's what I'm saying, dude. They have paid their dues. So like them winning is not crazy for sure, but also like to say the Grammys don't care about metal unless he brings up that fact, then his argument is like that's your argument right there. The Grammys don't care, have never cared about metal. They don't care about metal. There was nice that they put Spirit Box in, but that's probably because of their YouTube views or their record sales are really well or something like that. They're very marketable metal. Oh, how about that? Marketable metal. They're mark metal. Oh, they're mark metal, dude.
I don't know, dude.
Spirit Box is mark metal because it is
NEW,
very marketable, but it also doubles as because you guys are marks and you listen to the fucking radio.
NEW metal was way better.
Either one. I'll take both of them. They're both.
Here we go. Okay, yeah, I have the full list if we want to go through
of what?
The metal.
The first one? Or the winners?
The winners. Also, is it just metal performance? They don't even get album? Wait,
Really?
is it only metal?
They don't have album of the year or anything? That's weird.
Yeah, let me double check that. But it's like it's only. Wait, Grammy winners. I'll double check that, but it's like that's nuts.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think that. Like, so either way, to say like, unless you bring up that fact, you have to bring up the fact that the Grammys have never actually given a shit about metal. It's not just this year. It's not because of the black people that make rap music.
Oh, they're so black.
Actually,
I don't like that.
I have a lot of black friends actually, and they actually kind of agree with me when I say this. They say rap's not like it used to be.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just double checking at the metal thing because they have. I know they have rock. They have rock album. God fucking damn it!
But they're definitely not going to have metal performance on the Grammys.
Here we go. They got best alternative music album, best alternative music performance, best rock album, best rock song, best metal performance, best rock performance.
Damn.
They don't have best metal album?
Yeah.
What,
There's another point. If he doesn't bring this point up, if you could just Google that in a quick 2-3 minute Goog.
And it's so funny we're agreeing with this guy.
I'm not agreeing with him.
I think we are.
Let's find out if he brings
we're also, to be fair to him, we're just focusing on how goofy his voice is. I couldn't tell you one opinion he's given out.
Yeah, that's true.
The rap category actually grew. There was a lot more artists in there, duos, melodic rap, tons of different things that just grew out of that first exposure. Metal still gets stuck with one category.
I just found that out.
And I'm convinced that the industry doesn't listen to any metal bands, doesn't care about metal at all, so they just vote for whoever sold the most records, had the most popularity. On the flip side, they do listen to rap. They do care about the artists in rap, so they will vote for newer artists that you haven't heard of, or at least 20-year-olds haven't heard of. And they'll let new rap groups expand.
This dude can't start off a sentence without fucking orgasm. And the new rap albums.
So
grow their.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got 30 more seconds. Let's just finish it.
Career, while metal bands just have to suck up to Metallica some more. No, I'm not just hating on Metallica. I am hating on the mainstream music industry because, remember, they voted for Saint Anger to be the best metal performance.
That is
back
crazy.
when it came out.
That's actually crazy.
Right.
I'll give him props on that. That is actually crazy. I will say this though. I saw this. Someone retweeted it, and they just all caps. They go, "Who fucking gives a shit about metal at the Grammys? Does anybody honestly care if fucking death metal or fucking grindcore don't get recognized there?"
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's at a point where like if Green Day wins a Grammy for best alternative, like is it really alternative if you're at the Grammys? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so like there's a certain point where
there's something
making
to
some
that.
good points there, which we both realize. But
but also making weird noises when he makes good points.
Let's say when was like metal at its like height, right? Its highest point was
90s?
Or like early 90s, mid 90s, early 90s, let's say, right?
Probably.
Before the grunge shit? Or would you consider like hair metal and shit like that pretty big? Because I would assume
early, because it would be early 90s, then grunge took over the late 90s probably, and then new metal, like in the rock category, I would say new metal took over the 2000s.
And then most likely when metalcore was getting really big and like As I Lay Dying and shit like that, I think those were around, that was the year that like a couple years after that kind of started to die down a little bit, they won their first Grammy, I believe. So like, so it's not the fact that they don't listen to current metal. It's just the fact that, yes, I think I was trying to figure out how Grammy winners are chosen. And it says entries are submitted by record companies as well as members of the Academy and are reviewed to determine eligibility and category replacement. The voting members of the NARAS through a series of ballots select 5 nominees for each category and ultimately the winner. So like, so it's just voting.
Yeah.
So most likely it's not necessarily that they don't listen. It's just the fact that they don't consider smaller entries, which is true. I would but also I don't think Killer Mike winning a Grammy this year is proof of that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's making points that we do agree with. That is,
Yeah.
like, they don't give a shit necessarily about metal, but I don't think they give a shit about rap more. It's the fact that rap is way more popular right now than metal.
Well,
You know,
and
share.
that's another thing people gotta fucking. I got reminded of this where, like, what the fuck? Oh, I was laughing because I was watching that Kubla Khan live video where were on that like big stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is cool that they're getting bigger, but like this genre sucks ass when like there's like a barrier between the stage and the stage is like at neck level and stuff. I was like, this genre sucks ass when you can't jump on the stage and shit.
Yeah.
And so there was that, and then I saw another clip of them doing like a small ass show where you're like on top of the band jumping off and stuff, and I was like, this is fucking better. And it kind of correlating this to your point where it's like yeah, dude, some of this shit that you're talking about is, I think people lose sight because they're in this world and they lose sight of it, the bigger picture, because they're in this world and they're obsessed with this stuff. And then they realize you're like, yeah, dude, outside of this, most people have no fucking clue what any of this shit you like is.
Yeah.
And I think it goes to your point. It's the reality of the situation is like metal's not as big as you think it is.
Yeah, I think the fact that like people don't exactly like, I think the mistake of Jethro Tull winning the first year was just the fact that yes, metal was still a newer category at that time, or as far as like category of music to listen to. But then obviously Metallica had a way of marketing, having more melodic metal and more marketable metal that wasn't as just regular speed metal. Like they were able to do that.
Well, here, let me show you this. I found this article that was like all the winners, and this is a perfect example. Look who were the nominees. Because people always go, Jethro Tull won and Metallica was nominated. That's crazy. But if you look at the other nominees, look who else was nominated for the first metal performance category in '89. AC/DC, which they're hard rock, in my opinion. They're guitar rock. Iggy Pop.
More alternative, yeah.
And Jane's Addiction. Oh, you getting out of here, Tony? Have a good day, dude. Thank you for hanging out, bro. But yeah, like Iggy Pop and Jane's Addiction were in the metal category. Right. So this goes to your point. They didn't have a good grasp on it.
They don't know what they're doing. And that's my problem nowadays. Yes, now you're right. They're not obviously not, but Spirit Box being in there proves that they are paying attention, because bands that are, it's now they're probably more looking for who has the biggest YouTube following, who has the biggest online presence. And they're not listening to the records, but I don't think they've ever been listening to the records. They're just, who's giving us submissions? And then you've given us submissions. Cool, thanks. But like Jesus Peace fucking rips, but they're not listening. They don't give a shit about, they've never given a shit about the music.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes to what you were just kind of getting at is it's starting to feel like the Grammys basically give the award to the one they feel is right. Like they clearly don't. You know, the famous example is Macklemore beating Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick Lamar, and I think like from the Grammys perspective, Macklemore at the time was the more mainstream, marketable, viable option and shit like that. Time has proved them wrong, thank God. But no, I think I think it's just a vibe thing from the Grammys people's perspective. Like I think the people who work for the Grammys go like, why wouldn't we pick Metallica? Like what are you talking about?
Especially in this like list. Like this list where they're just like, yeah, we put in the spooky priesty guys. We put in the lady broad that has a bunch of YouTube followers and then a couple other fillers, but yeah, it's Metallica, right, guys? Yeah, Metallica. Okay, cool. Yeah, they performed their best they were on Howard Stern. Did you see that? That was so cool. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like, so I I just feel like it's cool to have the category, and it's cool to get the exposure. But if you're not even going to give the exposure, then like please just don't even bother. Like or also like his point that he's making you're right. We are agreeing with him. But like the point that he's making isn't even the strongest point. Like I think they just give a shit about if when it comes down to it, it's just a popularity contest. Like that's really what it is. That's all it is. And if it was even close, you know what I'm saying? Like if other bands were even close to either Spirit Box or Metallica, and they put out new music and they also submitted like all these other things, but then you got to cut through, and it's like it's just a fucking weird. It's like the weird business thing of like just getting exposure and all this other bullshit. Like I don't have the answer, but it's one of those things where like I think this is it's literally just a popularity contest. So it's not surprising.
I almost think more so than a popularity contest, it's what from their perspective feels right that year. So
yeah,
the example that comes to my mind is when Leonardo DiCaprio won the Oscar for The Revenant. Is that what it was called? The Bear movie?
Bear movie, yeah.
He won it for The Revenant, and if I remember properly, I don't even think I love Leo and I think he's a great actor, but I don't think he should have gotten it that year. Wait,
no,
Leonardo...
I think The Departed was a good year. I think he should have, or was The Departed before or after that?
I think that was way before it.
But you're right. Yeah, they do the thing where they make up for you should have won the Oscar for this, but we didn't nominate you, or this didn't happen, or whatever. And it's like that's what I'm saying. Is like no matter what, somebody's going to get snubbed somewhere because somebody had to get overlooked or something, But like, ultimately, yes, I guess you're right, but it's not because they like rap more. So like you don't have to be as scared about posting the video. It's just because if you look at it a couple years ago.
Thank you for vamping. I'm trying to find the best act because I really want to see this real quick.
But it's the same idea. It's like you said, it's the same thing with Macklemore and everything like that. It's like this is a guy who is in this category, who is extremely marketable, who is doing this thing. And here's another person who is getting recognized as well because they're also very popular.
Yeah.
But as far as who do we want to like put, it's dude, everything is wrestling. This is the best example of this is wrestling. A lot of the fans, most of the fans say like Kendrick Lamar should get the push. And they were like, no, we're going to push Macklemore. And most of the fans were like, all right, well, then we're just not going to give a shit anymore. And they're just like, well, whatever. We're the Grammys. We'll do whatever we want. You'll be back. And here we are talking about the fucking Grammys again.
Well, I feel fine talking about the Grammys just because it's like I want to put it out there like if there's anyone still giving a shit, because basically what we proved like with what this guy was saying and like all the other shit, like we've basically, because it is logically speaking, it's crazy they don't have more metal categories. It's crazy. Bare minimum, the fact that for every music genre should have, like, I don't even know what best performance means because they just bring the song. So like every genre bare minimum should be every genre. Honestly, it's hilarious. The VMAs actually do it better. Every genre should be best song, best album. I don't know why. I don't know what the fuck performance means because it's just the song. Maybe it means music video. Like you could even do that. Best song, best album, best video. Anything else than that makes no sense. So the fact that metal for some reason is just best performance is dumb. But that should tell you, oh, they don't know what they're doing at the Grammys, except when they give Killer Mike all the awards. They don't know what they're doing at the Grammys. So it's this is just more credence to be like, just stop giving a shit about them. Stop watching them.
Yeah, they don't. What it is Killer Mike won the popularity contest, and it doesn't often sync up where everybody agrees with.
I will be. That's the rare time the fucking stars aligned, because
it's like they actually got it right this time.
That's the most abundantly obvious win. The metal category is honestly hard because, like we were saying, we may have our disagreements on the categorization of Spirit Box, but at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about the band musically speaking. So it's like looking at that, you're like, I don't Slipknot, I guess, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, and then next year, I'm sure Slipknot will win. Like once Metallica doesn't have, or something next time, Slipknot puts something out, they'll win the Grammy because they put it out and they should have won it for something else. Like they have these huge accomplishments, and these are great representations of metal. Again, like if Judas Priest or fucking again Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath even puts out a new album or something like that next year, like I would not surprise, and I wouldn't fucking be super pissed if they were categorized or they're in the category or nominated, sorry, or they're nominated or anything like that. Like it would just be one of those things of like, yeah, they're here. It's just a popularity contest.
Yeah,
like, that's all it is. So I
gotta. Sorry, just to the last thing on this. You saying you just brought up Ozzy Osbourne or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was gonna look up something when you said Ozzy Osbourne. It reminded me. I wanted to look up something on Twitter. Did you see his tweet? Yeah. So here, I'll give you, I'll give you a preview of the content of it because as I open Twitter, I see this tweet from Lemaire and it just says Ozzy Osbourne is fucking retarded. Carnival rips. So let's give greater context to the people who don't. Yeah. Let's give more context to the people who don't know. So yeah, this is what he tweeted. He goes, Kanye West, in all caps, like an old fucking man, asked permission to sample a section of a 1983 live performance of Iron Man from the U.S. festival without vocals and was refused permission because he is an anti-Semite and has caused untold heartache to many. He went ahead and used the sample anyway at his album listening party last night. I want no association with this man. And everyone's basically being like, Ozzy, you're a dork.
Yeah. Yeah, rock and roll, dude.
Yeah, ooh, that's so fucking rock and roll. And
how clerical, you rock and roll legend.
Wait, and I gotta find this one fucking video, dude, because someone posted this clip. Because people are laughing like, oh, you're mad at Kanye West? You and your wife dressed up as Kanye West and his girlfriend last year for Halloween. They apparently did that. Yeah, they apparently did that, but then I saw I don't want to spoil this. I saw this one fucking clip of yeah, dude. This is so fucking funny. Cuz someone retweeted Ozzy's tweet and then they showed this. Dude, this is so fucking funny. Here, wait. Apologies. This is an old interview of Ozzy.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think has influenced your stage shows the most?
Me?
Where did you get your ideas from? From working in a mortuary when you were 15?
Adolf Hitler.
What do you mean by that, Ozzy?
Adolf Hitler had a charisma in a bad way. And I kind of admired him. He was a freak, he was a lunatic. But he had something about him, you know. I know it was all bad what he did. It was terrible what that guy did. He killed all these people and whatever. But it was like, he had something about him, you know. And I admired him, not for what he was, but for people. And I suddenly stopped and said, hey man, if somebody put that in the positive way, for the good of mankind, and that's all I mean, whatever anybody says about me, I may be the biggest lunatic that you've ever...
Whatever anyone says about me, I'm a good Hitler. Now, all jokes aside, I get what he's saying, because, hey man, if there was anyone great at getting people to pay attention and listen, I mean, watch those videos. Hitler was good at it.
Yeah.
But it's so funny to be mad about anti-Semitism, allegedly anti-Semitism, what Kanye's doing, and then to be like, Hitler's fucking... I learned a lot from Hitler.
Yeah. Who inspires you the most? Hitler.
I'd have to.
No, I would even draw the parallel to this of him being like Kanye, like him being Kanye before Kanye, because that's the thing is how would Kanye have answered those questions? Who influences you the most?
Like, I have 18 dildos in my suitcase.
I influence myself. Next question. And then she's like, well, who are some other influences of yours? You know, Hitler was pretty good. And like, it's literally, this sounds like if you just AI Kanye in his place, that it'd be the same exact thing. It would be the exact same thing.
It is funny, too, to be like in the interview, like, who influenced you the most? And he's like, oh, without hesitation, I'm going to say Hitler without even fucking.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this in the shower. Oh, Hitler. Yeah. I was thinking about Hitler and I was just like, you know, not all bad.
What if I was like Hitler, but like a good Hitler.
Also, I would say normally, like my thought originally was just going to be like, well, Ozzy Osbourne does like a ton of drugs, like, and famously but like literally he looks so looks so clear eyed and just focused and intent on answering this question, just like, well, Susan, I'd have to say Hitler.
All
And
I had was apple juice today.
yeah, I
and
had a
I
cup of
like
coffee this morning. I haven't done my drugs yet.
I read Mein Kampf with my morning toast.
Boing kumph with me brisket.
It was riveting.
But yeah, he's definitely the world's biggest hypocrite in Ozzy Osbourne.
Stupid baby.
I'm gonna take that Grammy back from you, you fuck.
Yeah, you fuck. All right, guys, gals, everyone in between, thanks for hanging out. I have to go pee. Everyone, have a great fucking day. Thanks for hanging out with us. We love you all. Have a good one. Until next time, be nice, don't be a dick, and always remember to be a better bitch. Bye.
I'm also probably gonna pee.
Do it.